Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Silver Dice Society. We're going to play some more Veilfall.
Hey. How you doing?
Hey, man. I'm good. How are you?
Doing well.
Yeah.
Thank you. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah?
Last where we left off, the band had managed to make their way out of the refuge while you guys were inside of the Veilfall. Both Valentine and Lenora, led with Pibbles and Ricka, managed to get the pebble outside of the Veilfall, where the rest of you managed to get out before Mother's influence on the refuge had come to an end. And it deteriorated itself. Over the next 24 to 48 hours, you guys traveled into what looked like a seldom used route for carts that make their way through the mountains. You guys managed to make your way through with all of the kids. Pibbles came back with a rat, a flying snake, and a owlbear cub, of which you managed to get yourselves out of that quite
And
quickly.
we quote,
easily.
everybody back away!
Everybody back the fuck up.
One of you obviously has had an instance with an owlbear at some point.
And a wild bear.
And a owlbear. And as you guys moved forward from there, you guys came across Cypher, who was waiting for you down the path. Avir took no time attacking and was given a very stern warning. While
Disintegration ray, you mean?
plus the 6 or 7 other times he said I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
How much ballpark damage was that? Successful?
72, I think it was.
72 halved, I think, wasn't it, or something?
No, it would have been 72 because you failed the dex.
Oh, it's true, I did.
Yeah.
And why didn't you die?
Because I got shoved out of the way by a Raker. Kinetically? Kinetically.
Telekinetically.
Yeah.
To the point where him and Rhaegor had a private conversation about the origins of the amulet that you had.
And the murder of a king.
And Rhaegor murdered a king.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
To the
And we finally see why Rhaegor doesn't like this guy.
and it ended with him saying he would find you again, and that this amulet would be your noose. On the other hand, while this was happening, Valentine managed to get Glass to talk about the music box, but he still refused to hand it over. But something had ulterior motives, and during a conversation between Valentine and Rhaegor, it seems that 2 items that were resonating with each other had different plans. And we ended last episode with the music episode opening after the chest around it caving in on itself, leaving only the music box unscathed and the song that came around from last session
To be heard for miles.
to be heard for miles. And that is where we're going to come in with Valentine taking up what was inside the velvet-lined music box.
How big of a piece?
It's about a foot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's hefty.
Yeah. Okay. So I was miming correctly.
Yes.
then.
Yes, you were.
All right.
Am I still paralyzed by chance?
Are you still paralyzed by chest?
they're
You are.
Yeah. So he like stuck
You
me,
They
can't-
are
He-
feared.
You
I was,
guys
like,
are
unable to-
feared.
I was unable to move at the time.
Yes, but he did undo that.
Okay, good. I was just checking.
You 3 are feared of the box, not of the thing that came out or of Valentine. This won't last for very long, but for the current minute,
Should be
Valentine.
afraid of me.
What are you doing?
Staring at this black shard of metal in my hands. I am seething with anger
Okay.
at the fact that it just broke.
Doesn't look like much of a sword, Valentine. I thought the artifact was a sword.
I don't think he ever told you it was a sword.
Yeah,
he
he
said
did.
it was a
Are
weapon.
you
He
sweating?
said it was a weapon.
He said it was looking for a sword in
no,
the north.
he said it could
Have
be
you
used
urinated
for defense.
yourself?
No?
No? What is... Oh, that's probably the children.
You look out, and Lenora had taken the children kind of just inside the edges of the forest when the disintegrate ray came through. So you're with the children as of right now, but you're not very far away. Rhaegor and Valentine are standing next to each other. Glass is standing next, and then Avir, you would be about the same distance as Lenora. You three are unable to close the distance. There is an innate fear. You can't even see the music box because Glass's body is blocking it, but there's just an innate fear that you cannot go closer.
And that's what I'm describing is I'm... Like, maybe the kids must be absolutely in terrible state. I doubt any of them have a plus 10 saving throw in wisdom or etc.
You look at the kids and they look fine. Every single one of the kids. In fact,
Wow.
Rika would kind of pull at your coat and be like, "What's happening?
I would be like, don't worry about it. It's fine. It's just
Can we continue moving? It looks like the big dragon kept falling."
I did. I tripped many times. Whoops.
let's just wait to see what they say, and
Does this mean we can eat?
I'm gonna pass her some of my rations.
Okay. Her and Dre are passing it out to everyone.
Did you guys hear that?
I don't know how to
I'll
do
just
that.
yell to the group.
Inventory.
The song? Or was that something just in my head?
Well, the fact that all of us were silent for about 4 minutes, I think, means that we all heard it. Reasonable?
I'm
And
gonna
that's
write it down.
from the box you guys
I
had?
have to write it down. I have to write it down.
What?
I'm gonna take out paper. I'm
I
gonna
can-
write down everything I remember.
Okay.
I've already
you
got it.
remember it?
I don't
One of the
care.
kids looks at you and goes,
I don't listen to you. I'm not listening to you.
"What song?
Currently,
What
Valentine's
music?
not listening to any of you.
Did the
What?
thing fall to the ground?
What are you
No.
talking about? We didn't hear any music."
I didn't say anything.
No, but they were saying music, and Dre's looking at you. We didn't hear anything.
Oh, Dre, that's quite interesting. You should actually talk to Glass about that.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah?
Am I still frozen with fear?
You can't. So the way the fear works is that you can't move closer to where the box is, but the kids are like
Okay,
sideways,
okay.
so you can move towards the kids.
I'm gonna move towards the kids. I'm gonna move over to Dre and just kind of lightly put my hand on his shoulder and be like, "Hey, buddy, can you do me a big favor? In fact, I have a surprise for you. If you do, can you go and tell Glass what you just experienced, even if it was nothing?
Like what I just experienced just now,
For the past 15 minutes?
and you're gonna give me a surprise.
Yeah."
What kind of surprise?
It's a surprise fit for a man.
Roll me persuasion with advantage.
Oh, please, 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 please.
I hope so.
Okay, 11.
Oh,
Ooh, 4.
so he might
All
want to
right,
be convinced.
11 in persuasion. 15.
Oh!
15. Meeting it, beating it. Dre looks up to you and goes, "No. But I need to talk to him about other things." And he,
I love it.
and he
Understood, buddy.
turns and runs over to you after giving Rick the rest of his the rations that Lenora kind of split, and runs past you. The minute will have been up at this point because it was only lasted 1 minute, so the
Okay.
frightened condition wears off.
Okay.
You guys can move towards it now, but Dre runs past you and just runs up to you and goes,
Hello. Hi.
"Hi. I was told to tell you what I happened to do in the last 4 minutes.
15.
15 minutes. And we were walking,
Right.
and then everyone stopped, and I heard Repo say something under his breath about almost 100 gods. And
It's gone up.
and then you started running with the box
I did.
when we were all pulled out of the hole. And then
Are you okay?
yeah, we're fine.
Was it fun?
Yeah, it was cool.
Do you want another hole?
No.
Okay.
And then everyone stopped moving, and it was like real weird because everyone was like,
Like
You know?
we just stopped?
Yeah, you just stopped. Like everyone had a stomach ache at the same time.
Oh, so we were all breathing.
Yeah, everyone was breathing.
Okay.
But like everyone stopped. Like everything, everyone stopped. It was like
Even the birds?
birds stopped. Everyone stopped.
What about the wind?
I don't remember paying. I don't know. Wind is wind.
Yeah.
You know, it just kind of whoosh.
How about the sun?
It was there. I was told not to look at it. Should I look now?
No.
Oh,
How much damage can we do to these children?
No. Thank you. I just. What did
and
you
then
think was
Rika got
interesting?
hungry, and I got hungry, and Repo was like, Rika, if you ask Lenora, she'll give you food because she's nice to you. And that's when Rika was like, I don't want to take advantage. And we had a whole conversation, and then you guys kind of came over to the forest, and I was asked to come talk to you.
Well, I don't think any of us heard what conversation you guys had. So thank
No,
you
that's
for sharing.
okay. It's okay. I was told I'm getting paid to tell you what happened.
You already know how to barter for goods and services.
Mm-hmm. And I have more. I have more information, but you have to pay me too.
Tell me your price, young businessman.
1 silver piece.
Ooh. What you're about to hear is that I may not have a silver piece, but I do have 2 copper that I could spare.
You have 2 copper?
I have 2 copper. And I think that, if you think about it, instead of 1 coin of silver to you, if I give you 2 copper, you can spend it on 2 things.
Okay, but Repo also wants it, so 3
So now
copper.
you can give him 1
But
coin.
what about Rico? Rico's supposed to get 1 too. So we need 3.
You know what? You're now doing this for your friends. You should have a bigger cut. I'm going to give you 4 copper, and you're going to keep 2 because you did such a good job.
Rolling persuasion with advantage.
Ooh, dice.
Getting hustled by kids.
Yeah.
I'm standing
Dice.
over there listening.
Came to
just
D&D,
impressed.
didn't bring out his
Didn't
dice.
bring out the dice.
No, I'm just...
Do you need some?
Wasn't it in a cute little baggie?
Is it not in the
you
dice
not
container
pack
that
your
you're
dice?
holding?
What?
I have spares.
I appreciate it.
So do I.
Are they not in the dice container you just pulled out?
That is
No,
an
those are-
important set of
Those
dice.
are bobas.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I don't have my baggie of dice and it's disturbing me. In any case, I do have relevant side dice. Thank you very much.
Oh.
I do appreciate it greatly. But this is what backups are for. They are important, so. 13 plus 3 for 16.
Okay.
Well done.
And then I'll give you the information that I have.
I'll teach you more about more business later. Here you go. I get it from 4 copper.
Thank you. So the other thing that I didn't tell you was that one of the things that the cat had taken and brought back was actually still alive, and it's moving at your belt. And you see one of the winged snakes going.
Was it poisoned?
Maybe. I don't know. It's alive now.
Did these play dead?
Maybe. I don't know. I've never seen one before.
Have you ever been interested in pets?
No. Well, yeah, but not like snakes.
Not snakes.
Well,
Do you
not
know-
flying snakes.
do you know anyone-
That's scary.
It is. Maybe it's a little lethal at this point.
Anyway, that was it. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Runs back to you. Okay, I did it.
I'm proud of you, little buddy.
Look, he gave me 1 copper. You can have it.
Did I overhear this?
If you decided to move in during the conversation, then yeah.
I wasn't too far from him originally when he
You
had
were-
the music box, right?
Oh, that's right. You were fucking right in front of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So I heard like.
Yeah.
Okay.
You heard
Okay.
the whole
Oh yeah. Wow. 1 copper.
Yeah, 1 for everybody. 1 for you, 1 for me. I don't really want to give 1 to Repo because he scares me now. But and 1 for Rika, but I think I'm going to give mine to Rika too.
That's very kind of you, buddy.
She deserves it.
So how many did you get?
6. Wait. 4.
4.
Yeah.
Okay. And 2 for you and 2 for Rika?
Well, no, 1 for you because you got business mind. I'm apparently a business mind. So I have to pay my people.
I look over at class, just very confused. Okay.
Here you go.
You can keep it, Dre.
Okay.
You can buy 2 things.
What? I can't.
And as for your surprise,
Yeah.
you're gonna need to take care of Rika. Repo, I'm not too sure how long he's gonna last, so maybe him. And all the other kids. How many are there again?
7 of us, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 7.
Can you keep an eye on everybody? Just make sure that if something's happening, you come tell me.
So I'm like second in command.
Yeah, you're my right hand, buddy.
So you're gonna be like my captain, sir.
Yes, sir.
You can call me Shadowblade. That's my code name.
It's okay to cry.
Okay, Shadowblade.
Okay. Cool. You're captain. I'll think of a cool one for you too.
So if you're gonna be my...
We have to bring in Tala into this too, because she's really responsible and she's really smart. And she's already kind of like leading all of us, but it's okay. I don't want to like usurp her, so I'm going to be like a equal.
What have they been teaching you in school?
Nothing.
You just see in the background.
Mostly he just kind of takes us one by one into the other classrooms and then talks to us. Makes us like touch these relics and stuff, but it's okay.
Okay. So okay, buddy. No, bad. Don't touch relics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Is that an order?
That's an order.
I actually have a clipboard just to
Lieutenant?
see a big check.
You see like a big smile. Yeah, Lieutenant. That works.
Lieutenant Shadowblade.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that name.
Yeah.
And then if you're going to be my lieutenant,
Yeah.
you're going to need to make sure that I'm always informed, right?
Okay.
So if you hear anything, if you think the kids are in danger, if you see danger coming, you let me know.
Okay.
And such an honorable lieutenant as yourself deserves a gift as a promotion.
Yeah.
And I reach into my bag and I pull out his carved wooden pistol. Did you forget this, buddy?
No, but I'll take it.
I give it to him, but just before I let it go,
Yeah.
I'm going to say, this is going to keep you protected. Don't ever lose it again.
Okay.
From a distance, I want to. It's 10 feet, but I'll just get a little closer and I'll prestidigitate the sound of a regiment of knights going.
Oh.
You know?
Whoa. Okay.
At ease, you, Lieutenant.
And then
Thank you, Captain. All right. Listen up, maggots. And he walks back over. He walks back over with his pistol in hand that's like two-handed for him, and he's like, "Listen up, maggots," and he's talking to the other kids.
I'm just going to look over at Glass and go,
A bunch of the kids are super into it. They're like lining up, and they're like,
Avir's just like finished wiping the blood off his sword, and
Yeah.
he looks up and he's like, "Is that a gun?" Did you just give a kid? What?
with glass just.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish wiping
Lenora,
everything off.
you're standing in front of what looks like a regiment of children. Like even Tala is into it,
self-organized.
and she's like, "Yeah, I like this. This is good." Everyone's like lock in step. This is good, and they're practicing marching in space, but they're all still eating the rations that you gave them.
I'm gonna look back at these two and be like,
we got it.
okay.
As they are
Amazing.
most motivated to begin moving, the music box is still on the ground, and you are still writing down.
I
on this-
wrote down, and then I'm back to staring at this broken piece of sword, and Valentine has not heard any of what's been going on around him. He is that focused and that in his own head about this. Yeah.
I will say the first instance, because you didn't get it at dawn, you may use it once before then, if you would like to.
Oh, okay.
But that's up to you.
Okay. I'll have to stop being stunned for that to happen.
Perfect.
So.
What do you guys do?
after this exchange, if you're still doing this, I will turn around and approach you with the music box. Is this included? Is this also yours? Your family's, your history, etc.?
Do you want to roll me persuasion to see if I understand that you're talking to me?
Okay.
I love it.
See if you can
12?
get through to me. Beats a 10. It'll take a minute, I guess.
I'm patient. I know the kids are all walking
passive.
away.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, keep going.
The kids are beginning to like march a circle
What do you
around
want?
Lenora.
And I like
With
put
Dre
the
as the
blade
captain.
like under my arm, like away from you.
She just looks stressed.
This has no bearing on the scene. I just is because it's visible now. Is it the tip? Is it a section?
That's a good question.
You can roll me an investigation check if you would like.
It's being hidden. Not yet.
Okay.
Can I tell?
You can roll me an investigation.
I've been staring at it, so.
With advantage.
Okay, I'll take full advantage. It doesn't matter because the first
good
one was
try.
better. I think it's just +2, +1, 9.
On a 9, it doesn't give away anything in terms of like if this is an edge, if this
Yeah,
is...
I just know it's part of the blade.
Yeah.
Since we saw her, or him, standing there holding it, could I try to, investigate what I think they're holding?
Yeah, go for it. Just roll investigation. Avir is also coming up to you guys as you're doing this conversation.
Is it?
Take it from her.
You
It's a weapon,
seem
unfortunately.
quite shocked,
I was thinking origin.
disturbed. What would you
All right,
say?
you know what? In that case,
On a scale of 1 to fuck off,
16.
what is this to you?
I don't like you very much.
I feel like in your line of work, the fact that you haven't actually drawn your sword at me means at some level you respect something about me.
It's not a sign of respect. I don't respect any of those children, and I haven't mowed them down. So I'm not.
You were going to leave
Terrible.
one, but then you hesitated.
She also dropped one.
I think she threw
He
a
also
child
dropped one.
earlier
He-
as well.
he
or
did
he
drop
did,
one.
yeah.
And
Oh
I
my
would
God, you're
argue
right.
he counts for 2.
Well,
he counts for almost
Oh.
100.
I did save that kid's life later. Why
Are
are,
you
we
guys-
talking? This is not important. I'm
Are you
gonna
guys
start walking. Continue
Already
to
having
go
a falling
down
out?
that.
I thought you guys were super chummy. I thought this is all I work for him kind of deal going on. Is that
I'm
all
already
done?
walking.
well, the problem as we walk with
Heading
Valentine,
that way.
and the kids are going to walk with us, I hope.
They're
Because
marching, I bet.
you can stay on your own thing. I'm just saying we're just walking down his path because he's walking now.
I'm going to
It's the
hang
normal
at the
main
back
road
of the pack.
that
Yeah,
we've
yeah.
been following.
Okay.
So, as we walk by the damage from me putting the hole in the ground, I'll be fixing it before just as
So-
we're walking.
As a heads up, I couldn't quite see what happened after the dickhead froze me in place.
I'm afraid, Avir, you're
you
going to
guys-
need to take a moment while I have a conversation with Valentine. Because unless Valentine wants to talk to anybody else, the most important thing here is not your weird blood feud with some incredibly powerful entity.
I mean, it seems pretty pertinent, but I guess
No,
you guys can have
no,
your
no.
space if you need it.
No,
He'll
you can
kind of,
stay
he'll
by.
start kind of drifting further back, being like, well, fuck, okay.
On a 16,
Yeah.
you will understand that this piece is not wieldable in any way. It looks literally like a shard from the center of a blade of some sort.
Is it like a normal material?
It doesn't look like any kind of material you've ever seen. But then again, artifacts come in all shapes and sizes. The one difficulty is that if this is supposed to be a blade, you can't see how this would combine with another piece to make a sword. Unless
Melted at the ends, or is
no,
it like
no,
shattered?
No, it's like jagged and sharp. It look
Okay. Cool.
You guys are walking with Valentine and Glass at the very top. Rhaegor's at the back. You've settled back a little bit.
Just kind of settled back from them a bit, and I might actually kind of head off into the woods to go kind of hunting as we move again.
Okay. You can roll me a survival check. And you are walking next to a regiment of children who are walking with Dre and then Tala right behind him, and in front of them is Pibbs doing this and walking. So it's literally a train of children led by a cat. And you guys are walking. A Tressum, yes.
That's a 5.
On a 5, you're out there for a bit.
I'm out there for a bit.
And you guys continue.
You just hear in the woods, yeah, that's a tree.
All right. From this point on, I have no idea how much longer you intend on being within any proximity to me, so I'm going to be annoying.
Yeah, that's really going to help your case.
Well, first of all, because you don't see any value in me, I'd like to state that according to that song, I think I can find at least 3 more pieces of that thing for you. Did you stop walking?
No, I don't stop walking, but I do look at you.
Valentine, I will need your help on something too, because you may have learned, just at the same time as I, you're unaffected by the Veilfall. At least that one.
Why do you think I'm unaffected? I told you I saw things.
You saw things, yes, but you
just as everyone else did.
clearly didn't have an impact
I think I just
on
have
you.
a stronger willpower than all of you.
I can't say anything about your abilities. I don't want to tell you what mine are because that's not the point right now.
Just so you 3 know, they're not so far that you can't hear this conversation.
Oh yes, I am taking up space.
Maybe for me.
Well, for you definitely. Yeah, you're in the woods.
Damn, you can hear it?
You said the 3 of us, and I was like, probably not.
Maybe the 5 was because you just never went too deep and because you were always just on the verge of listening.
Ooh.
No, he went for a walk. He wanted to get out of here for a bit. He kind of got kindly told to fuck off, so he fucked off.
He's out of there.
Okay. So, there were 7 stanzas, correct?
That's what I
In
wrote
one
down.
music box attached to a single piece. Though to be sure, this is all free information, by the way, because I'd like to be on at least acquaintance level terms with you. I think it would be important. I think all of this is going to be important for you because you're so emotional. And that's not a bad thing. It's intriguing is what it is.
What do you want?
I want to bear witness to every single step of your journey. I think whatever this is might be the next most important thing that's been happening within 223 years? Since 1650s.
So you're finally living up to your scholarly status here.
I don't know what it is about everybody thinking I'm just a scholar. Does nobody realize this has been like, I've only been in school for like 1/8 of my entire life?
But you came out here to do work for your university.
Yes, because I feel young, and I do, in fact, believe that it would be easy for me to casually spend the next 100 years like Aenithir, becoming an alumni of every school. They are an incredible source of knowledge, written form, not cultural. I've been across the planet of Agara, and I have to tell you, sometimes it's nice to take a break and sit in your room and read instead of listening to people for 400 years. So I took a little break.
And this is the break.
Well, no, this is me taking a break from the break. I got to go outside. It gets stuffy. Some call it wanderlust. Personally, I blame the bronze dragons. Or was it brass?
If you want to bear witness to my journey, how will you be useful to it? Or will you be getting in the way because I can't continue to save your life if I'm busy doing other things?
Well,
So our initial contract is,
yes, I realize that's have no import to you anymore. And this is mostly based on the fact that I saw a similar face of fear or unknown when the Veilfall was going to encompass you, and you were outside the barrier. Unfortunately, we both learned that at the same time.
you're going back to the Veilfall thing.
No, I'm saying I think you are worried about your life. I think you care about staying alive.
Doesn't everyone?
You'd think so. That's not the case. Many people cherish or fight for undeath.
Alright then, where do I go for the next piece of this?
I'm not saying those are good people. Well, no, I'm not just going to tell you. You haven't even agreed. You just asked for information back.
You asked for something from me. I am agreeing to it, conditional
okay.
upon you being useful to me.
Okay, and part of this, could you also protect me in case I am in a bad place? You know, kind of like as if we were still on the contract, kind of? You don't have to take orders from me. I don't even care about that. As you could tell, I kind of fuck up at extremely stressful times. I gotta move myself back into the groove, so to speak. I've been reading books for 25 plus years.
But I'm no longer in your employment.
I would hope that is the case, but I mean, there's that book back in the
Eventually I'll get
city.
you back to Lorehold, but I don't know if it matters as long as you're all in one piece.
Yes, there was no time limit on that contract, so you could, in fact, supply that, and then Lorehold wouldn't have any problem with you.
Alright, that's fine. I'll make sure at least your body gets back to Lorehold, should you die.
Well, no, I have a spirit, I think.
So, your soul now.
Well, yes, I know that there's a lot of constituent parts.
And you're asking me to protect your soul.
Yeah, when I say me, I don't want to have to break it down.
That's a much bigger ask.
What do you mean? Can we take a break there?
No.
No? Okay.
Why are you taking a break?
Sorry, I just thought it was dramatic.
I mean, if the others have other things
You
they want
guys-
to do, go
Well,
ahead.
that's what I mean.
I will hop in here being like,
Yeah.
your talk is happening over the
Oh,
span
I'm going.
of
I'm
a
not
significant amount of
stopping,
time, amount of travel.
Always
the children
happy
are
with
marching
fast-forwarding.
in line with the rest of you. Avir's still in the forest. It's taking him a weirdly long amount of time this time, but who knows. And as you continue, the sun begins to set over the mountains, and it's getting into the evening now. As you guys are continuing through, you have gotten to what seems to be like a crest, where you've kind of gotten into the center of this spine of mountains, so you can't see much, but it looks like everything else forward is a decent slope downwards instead of up. So you guys are making some ground, but not a terribly large amount.
Do I know what direction we're going in? Like north, south, west?
Yeah,
east?
you know, at the moment you were, for the majority of the time you were going west. Now you're kind of going southwest at the time.
Okay.
Turning more south the more you go.
Okay.
Because I guess I have dark vision, I would see that it's going to be going downhill, so I'm going to suggest everybody, just for the kids, like, because it's getting dark, maybe we should set up camp for the night
Absolutely.
and give time for Avir to get back as well.
I would definitely want him to have a good place to come back to. I kind of told him to fuck off.
Well,
And then
Look, I'm going to put it out there. I only did that because I did think he was going to get violent against Valentine before the end of this.
fair
Yeah,
enough.
by
Have
the
some time
time-
to cool off.
By the time you guys have decided to kind of collectively start, or as you're talking about this, Avir, you will be making your way back to the group. Unfortunately, you found a prized, like, very nice, looked like some sort of elk from the higher points of the mountain had wandered down, and you followed it, but the bastard was too fast, got away. So you come back with nothing. But yeah, you do enter in as they're talking about you at this moment.
And I'm not being quiet.
As they're talking about making camp, I want to do that roll.
Yeah, go for it.
Sorry.
It's not gonna work because it's a DC 17, and that is just straight wisdom. So that's a 7.
Okay.
At least it's a plus.
Next is at dawn.
Of course, it's a plus.
You make your way back.
Yeah.
So as I'm setting up the earthen camp, so that we have little water rain troughs in case it rains at night, or you'll find that there's when it's cold at night, you can have cold air come down and actually run through a channel, leaving the warmer air above. It helps the kids when there's nobody has enough blankets.
Can
And
you
also,
make beds for them as well?
absolutely, I can make beds, and just soften the earth in places. But most importantly, if anybody needs, you can have little burrows of dirt too. It's actually a little insulating. But if anybody gets cold, I just take this off, put it on the ground. Anybody can have that. I don't have much, but go ahead.
The kids are taking the turned up soil and they're burying themselves. Repo's up to his neck, like ah.
Yeah.
It's 100 now. 100 gods.
Tell me when there's 101.
All right.
Can I make an insight check on this kid?
Go for it.
Just to mostly check his
Yeah.
mental.
Go ahead. Yeah, roll me insight.
It's a 16 on the dice for a total of 17.
Okay. On a 17, he believes himself wholeheartedly. There could be something up there. He's hurt mentally somewhere. Some bad things happened to him.
Yeah.
Some bad things.
Fucker creeps me out.
Could I? Would I know of any herbs that help with mental distress or anything like that you might be able to scavenge in the woods?
Oh, roll me survival.
Or is it nature? I don't know.
Oh.
Never mind. I don't know. Fuck all.
So what'd you get?
It's a natural one.
A natural one. You
Not
have
in
it.
this region.
It's on the tip of your tongue. You just can't remember what it is.
That's fair.
That's the worst. It's
Yeah.
a curse.
It was, mental well-being potions was never really my forte.
Everything's kind of, the kids have eaten, they're turning up for bed, or at least attempting to. Pibbs is attempting to get Lenore to go to sleep, but is instead just kind of draping himself around the back of your neck. So there's a Pibbles kind of scarf around you. Rhaegar, what are you doing?
Gonna sit at the nearest sit at the base of the nearest tree and just start whittling away at a stick to keep myself occupied. I'm gonna stay up for a while just to keep eyes on everything.
So you would be the first watch, I guess?
Yeah.
Avir,
I'm actually setting up slightly away from the camp, so
I would walk over to you.
Yeah.
With a little distance
He's just setting up his tent and getting kind of the poles up and stuff at the moment.
he will lightly prestidigitate, just a very light door knocking sound, knock, knock. May we talk? I am sorry for earlier. Just wasn't sure if there was still a hot-bloodedness.
It's fine. Things were heated.
They were. I was wondering if we could have a quick discussion about that. Only if you're comfortable. In addition, if you're also comfortable with it, I would like to share a lot of information that I've learned from Tommen's information. Including the fact that I know Tharvalane, or whatever they said, the village.
Thalasven.
Thalasven, sorry.
Okay.
Dyslexic dragon.
Is he talking about? Okay.
Thalasven.
You'll see him at the mention of that name
Thank you.
kind of stop what he's doing, setting up, and kind of stand up a little straighter. And he's going to turn to you and say, "What do you know about Thalasven?"
So it's a good time?
Best time of any.
How about we get comfortable? Would you like a seat?
I'm good.
Okay.
I mean, we can start a fire, I guess, if you want.
Quite literally, whatever makes you comfortable. The cold does not bother me. I'm resistant, you could say.
He's gonna stop building the tent for a second, start just making a fire while
I
he's
would
talking.
love to help.
Yeah.
And just a little dragon's fire breath
And
to
then
help light it.
He'll sit down and start pulling out his tin to make some coffee while you're chatting.
So, while this is about to happen, Lenore and Valentine, what are you guys doing?
I have not helped set up camp. I haven't set up my own stuff. I'm still pretty in my head. I think Valentine is going to take, like, the first couple hours of the night, just not even thinking about the fact that he should sleep until he actually feels himself getting tired. And then it'll depend on who's up, whether or not he goes to sleep.
Okay. I know Rhaegar's on watch. What are you doing?
Was there like a main campfire that was set up?
Absolutely.
They're setting up
There was?
one at the
I
moment.
would not have let the children go to sleep in the dirt without.
Is Rika asleep?
Rika is attempting to, but she's not asleep yet.
Okay, like she's trying to.
Yeah.
Like, would it be appropriate to go bug her?
Yeah, go for it. What do you want to do?
I'm just gonna go check in on her and just see how she's doing. Her dad just died and she was oddly happy about it, so...
Yeah, roll a perception as you walk up.
Kept her in the basement.
And
So...
It's a nat 1.
So 4.
On a 4,
First roll of the
you
day.
don't see or hear anything, and she's kind of bundled up into the ground, into the turnip ground, and your bedroll that you lent her. And her back is kind of away from you, and you just see movement and everything. And unfortunately, she sees you first, and she starts wiping her tears.
Aww. Okay, I'm gonna go, like, sit, like, so her back is facing me? Or is
She sees you now, so she's kind of sitting
So
up.
she... Okay. I just wanted to come and check in on you and see how you were doing.
I'm okay.
Okay, I mean, Rika, like, I know what it's like to lose someone that is very close to me, and I also close to you, but I also know what it's like to have someone who is not so great. So I just want you to know if ever you wanted to talk about your dad or your mom or anything that you may have experienced, I am here for that.
My mom was awesome.
And, what happened to your mom?
I need a persuasion roll.
Please be better.
What the hell? My pencil go?
15.
that's better.
It's a little better. Oh no.
Dad lied to the village when Dad lied to everyone because I saw it. He pushed her down the stairs, and then when she was still breathing, he kicked her a lot.
That's terrible. So it is a good thing that he's gone now.
Yeah,
I'm very sorry, and I'm gonna give her a little hug.
it's okay. I have you now,
You
and
do.
Pibbles,
You do have me.
and
Pibbles.
Dre's still with me. I wish Mother was here too.
I understand that, and I'm very sorry.
It's okay.
I lost my mother too, a long time ago.
You did?
I did.
Did she get kicked a lot too?
No, she got very sick. So I had to take care of her for a while, but there was nothing I could do. She was awesome too. I bet she was a lot like your mother.
I bet they're in the canopy together, and I bet they're best friends.
I hope so. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Can I have Pibbles? And you see like a tear go down her eye.
Of course, if you can find him? Where
He's still draped around your shoulders,
Oh,
purring
okay.
up a storm.
So I'm gonna like, like those slinkies. I'm gonna like flop him to her,
Undisturbed, you're just.
and I'm gonna put him around her neck.
And she takes him like the portion of him that still hangs down. She's just like, thank you. I wish I had a pillows.
Well, you have one now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you go to sleep now. If you need anything, you can come get me.
Okay. Is Valentine okay?
I'm gonna look over at Valentine. I guess at perception.
Valentine's pacing.
Valentine is not okay.
Valentine is pacing. Yeah, every once in a while looking down at the shard of metal.
I imagine I can hear this going on.
Yeah, you're at a tree closer to this, so it'd be easier to hear this. But what will happen between those two at the other campfire, you won't be close enough to.
Okay.
Can you give him something for me? He seems weird. He was scary the first time, and then he was nice, and now he looks scary again.
Yeah, what do you want me to give him?
Money makes everyone happy, and she gives a copper piece to you.
I'm gonna say, Rika, why don't you keep this? I'll give him some of my money.
But I made that.
You really want me to give it to him?
Well, yeah, it's from me.
Okay.
I only have like a rock. Other than that, so it's not like a good gift.
I can give him some of my money. You should keep that money and get something that you'd like. Maybe some new clothes, maybe some food, when we reach the next village. I'll say it's from you, though.
Okay. Thank you. Is he okay?
I don't know, but I'll go find out.
Okay, don't tell him I asked.
But tell him that you want to give him money.
Yeah.
Okay.
But but only, yeah, no, that sounds right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. I'm gonna like pat her head and be like, sweet dreams. Am I doing damage?
Oh,
Go to
no.
sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Psychic, dude.
You see her kind of look around as if she's debating something, and then before you leave, she kind of pulls you into a hug.
Oh,
And then she's like, okay,
I'm a mother now.
okay, goodbye.
Okay. I'm gonna waddle over to Valentine.
Yeah, he's pacing. You'll have to like say something to get his attention.
I'm gonna like poke him on the shoulder of Valentine.
I'm gonna notice this and I'm gonna chime in. I'm just gonna be like, for the love of all that is holy, Valentine, please sit down.
I will stop, which you probably really enjoy me at least stopping because all you've heard is the sounds of my armor as I'm going back and forth. It's it's very repetitive. Definitely, but I'll stop. And then after stopping for a second, I'll realize that you had poked me before and I'll turn around to look at you.
I'm gonna be awkward about it at first, then I'll be like, so Rika wanted me to check in on you, but not say that it was her, and she wants me to give you money, but I didn't want to take her money, so do you want some of my money? Are you okay?
Rika is the little girl?
Yeah, my little companion, the one with the cat around
Why
her.
does she want you to pay me?
Because she says you look sad or upset or something, and she wanted to make you happy, and she thought money would do that, but she doesn't want you to know that it was her, so she sent me.
I look over for the little girl.
You look past Lenora and just above a sleeping, passed out Pibbs, you see her eyes just, and then she tucks back into the bedroll.
Don't look at her.
Did you take her money?
No, but I have money if you want. I said I would give you money on her behalf.
I don't need your money.
Okay. Are you okay? You seem to be pacing a lot.
I'm thinking.
Do you need anything?
What are you good at?
I don't know. Anything?
No,
Obviously,
what are
Valentine
you
makes her
good at?
very nervous, if that's not correct.
Actually, what are you good at?
I mean, I'm good at
Taking down tree people.
that. I'm good at not being seen, but listening, if that's helpful. I'm kind of invisible.
Are you good at killing things that aren't trees?
I guess. I mean, stab him with the pointy end.
Are you good at stealing things? If you're good at not being seen?
Yeah. I could. I don't like to.
Would you if asked or paid for?
I have nothing better to do, but I just wanted to know if you were okay.
I am fine.
Okay.
Do you want to help me find the rest of these? I hold up the piece of metal.
Could you tell me a little bit about what finding those entails?
Entails fixing
where
something
we
that's
going?
very important to me. I don't know, but maybe Glass knows, and I'm trying to figure it out.
Is that where everyone else is going? Is that...
Well, we're not giving this, now that it's been made clear to everyone that it's mine, and was clearly meant for me. We're not giving this to the antiquarians or whoever they are. So, it seems things have changed. At some point, I do have to get Glass back to Lorehold because we are obligated to do that for them. But that doesn't have a deadline, so.
I mean, I have nowhere to go, and if we're going to be on the move, I'm not opposed to helping you. Just don't throw me into any barriers again.
I am, I'm genuinely sorry about that. I didn't know it would hurt you.
It's okay.
I should have attempted to read it first. I will attempt to read the next barrier first, if there is one.
And you just hear Rhaegor just loudly scoff. Just yeah.
So all I'm picturing is Valentine can't get through a door, picks up Lenora, throws her.
Maybe this will work.
That's practically what happened.
Do you know lockpicking?
I just thought it would be safe. You scoff at me. I'm gonna turn. What about you?
What about me?
You gonna help me?
I don't know yet.
Well, you can think about it.
He asked me
Seems you
nicely,
need
so I
help
said
yourself. So
You can do whatever you'd like, but I highly suggest being on guard around this one.
yes. But he asked nicely.
I like her.
What is that thing? As I point to the shard.
It's a broken piece of metal.
Metal.
Well, mostly.
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 What would happen if you put it in the fire?
Probably nothing. Actually, it's very hot.
Was it what was singing?
No, I
Really?
think that was the box.
That was weird.
This shouldn't sing.
The shard?
The shard.
Yeah.
Yeah. It also shouldn't be a shard. So. You can think about it. I'm gonna go to sleep. And I wrap up the shard, and I want to place it like inside my armor, like under the breastplate. And then I'm gonna set up my bedroll right behind the tree that you are leaning against. And I'm gonna say, if you make sure that Glass and Avir, and also you guys, but I don't think you would be dumb enough, don't try to interfere with me or take this from me while I'm asleep, I'll pay you. And then I'm gonna pass out. I don't hear your answer. I'm just out.
In your plate armor?
Good night.
In the plate armor, yes.
I don't know how someone could sleep in that thing.
I'm more on the bedroll than in it. And I'm just, yeah. It's
Pure exhaustion.
Do I just hear loud snoring now? Is it from behind me?
Oh, Roper snore!
I don't think I snore.
Or you can say if you snore.
I don't
Nora's
snore.
just gonna be like, good night.
The kids are asleep. Valentine went to sleep. What are you guys doing? You're up the first watch, so you're still awake.
I'm gonna look at you and be like, I think that went well.
You should probably go check on the kids.
Okay. I'm gonna go walk around the kids, make sure everyone's asleep.
Okay. As much as Rika tried, like you can definitely see that she was trying to stay awake to watch that whole thing, she passed out.
Good.
And You can see a Pibbs who is now wide awake, who's kind of like trapped under her arms. He's just like...
I'm gonna try to get him out of there so he doesn't wake her up or scratch her.
Yeah, she's out like a light. She's a small kid who has passed out. You could throw her and she would stay asleep.
Does she look cold?
The bedroll is a little down because she was attempting to look, like to stay up to watch the interaction. So she may get cold if it stays like that.
I'm gonna tuck the bedroll. Okay. And then I'm gonna go to bed on the ground beside her.
Okay. You're on watch. You're asleep.
I got my dagger out, and I'm just whittling away at wood.
Okay. And a second fire was started a little bit away, smaller fire, and you guys can continue your conversation.
So what do you know of? He'd be down by the fire getting coffee together, and say, what do you know about Phallus Sven?
Water would be forming inside Glass's cup, fresh water, and he'd be passing it to you. Fresh water makes a better coffee, as far as I can tell.
He'll, as he's kind of getting stuff ready, reach out and grab it and start combining them. He's making enough for two.
Oh. So, before I say this, I want you to know, I understand many people have, what is it called? Preconceived notions about me, because I am attached to, obviously, the schools.
You've mentioned before that you're with the Verillians?
I'm with two, on a third. I'm an alumni of the Verillion. I'm an alumni of the Mysteria. I am now working my way on becoming an alumnus to the Antiquarians. After that, there's the Necromantic School, and I can't remember the other. Don't worry about it. Oh, they chart things like the stars. Beautiful place. I can't even remember the name of their open air... Don't worry about it. I'm focused on what's in front of me right now. And what's in front of me is a fairly disturbing record and account of many things. I personally like to watch a lot. I think there is an incredible amount of things to see. It's practically never ending. And it also helps me escape any of my own personal thoughts. So, I was also... I don't know how long Lorehold has been around, but being 550, I feel like, in my life, I've been around much longer than Lorehold. Emotionally speaking. I like freedom of information, if that makes sense. If I hold something back, it's only, in my opinion, to keep someone safe. And I want you to know, I am not going to hold anything back from you for this, unless you seem to be hurt by it. But you're an adult, so I'd like you to acknowledge that and not whip out your sword in the event of anger or anything else.
I mean, depends what you talk about with Phallus Sven, but I mean, so far you haven't given me reason to draw my sword. He's percolating some stuff with his...
I understand.
Yeah.
I've seen what happens. Ah, yes, the Astromantis and the Verdanthian. Those were the other two. Okay.
I mean, the whole being open with information makes sense. I mean, if you die, your research dies with you if you don't publish. So.
Maybe you have gone to school, because publication is such a nightmare. Oh my god, elves take so long because of grammar. Anyways, if you ever look through my notes, please don't. But if you ever do, they are a catastrophe. I can't even read at least a half of it all the time.
So circling back to Thalasfen.
Yes, so I took notes. And all of the rest of the notes have destroyed themselves. Curious.
So notes recently just on our past adventures, or?
No, these are notes from Tommen, the school teacher. I don't want to call him that anymore. We are entering into an area that you are already in. But as a group, we are entering an area. And by telling you these things, I really only have one thing to ask of you. And I'm not saying you have to agree yet, but if we move together as a group, I'm going to assume you're agreeing and work by that notion. Don't fly off the handle so quickly all the time, especially when you could die an immediate death that no one could resurrect you upon, and you were saved by the slimmest of chances, and you clearly have no idea of the capacity of danger you are currently in.
I mean, I have to admit, I didn't really expect the disintegration ray going past me, but up until then, he didn't seem like much.
That's because he wasn't trying to be much.
So you know who they are?
I have ideas.
They
But
don't
no, not necessarily.
Seem to be of the races we know of.
Yes. We'll get into that conversation with the group. I think that's fair, because everyone was involved with that. Let's talk about, what was it, Thasvelen?
Thalasfen.
Thalasfen, thank you.
It's an odd name for you to bring. It's an odd name for you to bring up, given everything that we've had going on.
The phallic veil. I
So-
know it well.
Instead of starting off by reading all of my notes, I'm going to give you the most important stuff that I think is relevant. I know Thalasfen was the target of the Purge, such as you have brought up before. This has verified that. Not only that, it's hinted at that it was purged because of a plague. Now, that makes sense why someone would purge something because of a plague, because it's going to affect the rest of whatever species. Naturally, you were there, you survived, not good for you. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this green thing that and do you take your healing potions? That's as far as you've given information on that. Somehow you're suppressing whatever happened there because you caught it.
Well, I've got to keep up the medicine, or else, yeah, it definitely will be a problem.
That's horrific, and I'm very sorry for that. You were right. I can confirm that it was the Verillion who conducted such operation.
Do you know if any of them are still alive? Though, do you know of the people who conducted the operation there?
Keep that in mind, because I have an idea, I have leads, I do not know.
Okay.
Okay?
Well, I would reward someone greatly who gives me that information. These are people that deserve to die.
I'm not one to deal in death.
That's great. You can just deal in the information and I'll take care of the death side.
I mean, rewards are great, if you have it.
Yeah.
What you do with your life is up to you, which is why I was going to ask that favor about working with the group together. Okay? But we'll get to that.
Do they say much about the plague?
A little bit. The rest is knowledge that I've gained from actually being a student.
Do they say that they're the ones that caused the plague? Because I know that for a fact.
What I have witnessed is that they were conducting egregious experiments,
That's a way to put it.
and probably because of those, there was in fact a plague-based incident. Now I'm going to put a few pieces together and say that they were probably testing things related to the Veil, and the Veil is host to some specific entities called the Harbingers of Dusk. There are 4 of them.
1 second. Is this something that Coda would have mentioned? Or would this be a first time I heard of something like this? Or would I have known of the name that he has mentioned? Sorry, I need to...
The full
backstory.
This is DM. This is DM
I'm like,
game.
do I
baby.
know? Because I personally
The
know
full-
this, but does he know this?
The full name you would
Yeah.
have never heard before.
Oh, okay.
Coda would have only ever told you that there's something called the Harbingers. But the
Harbingers.
Harbingers of Dusk, this is the first time you've ever heard.
Dust.
Dusk.
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 Yeah, keep going.
You see, he was just leaning back as if he was daydreaming.
He's going to hand you a cup of coffee.
Oh, it's been a long time since I've had a coffee under the stars over here. Thank you. It's the best thing about being able to breathe fire. You don't burn your tongue.
It's very middling coffee.
It's the atmosphere.
It's about a 5 out of 10.
I'd give you a
But the
20 out of
modifier-
10.
But you know, it's a cold night, so it's a
It's-
hot
Yeah, the
drink.
modifier's +3. There you go.
It's an
There we go.
8, yeah.
You know what? Let's see how much I like it. That's a 19
Oh, yeah,
plus
yeah.
3. Trust me, it's the atmosphere. You did well.
Mhm.
The experiments that are being done in a minimum of 7 places, I think, across the globe.
You know
The-
where these other locations are?
We will work on it. I will tell you that I think the 7 locations are almost directly tied into the prophecy that we heard sung from the box and Valentine. In my life, things tend to happen and then continue happening. And it's as if, story by story, each is its own experience.
He's drinking his coffee, listening.
This seems like one of those stories that might be intertwined by fate. I don't know if you could see it, but I tried to take that music box and shard inside, which I did not know was there, and it away from the entire group. In an instant, while I was running, the 2 people who I was trying to take it away from ended up directly in front of me and it. And it landed perfectly in front of them.
I'm surprised an educated person like yourself believes in fate.
I appreciate that you call me educated. I've really just been alive a while.
I mean, it would be really rough if you've gone 500 plus
550.
years without
plus.
learning anything.
I would say so. I'm an avid learner. I'm not that smart, but I'm very curious. When we were on the ship, I didn't react before you because I wanted to see if you could break this paralysis spell on your own. I did not help you there on purpose. I apologize, but you're alive, so meh. Okay, I've been getting through a lot of things right now. You've been asking some good questions. I think we can continue. I think it would be good to continue.
I think before we continue, you need to continue on everything you know about Thalisfen first.
Okay, that's what we'll do tonight.
Yeah.
And then we will work with the group and the kids tomorrow.
On the note about the kids, I think we really need to get them to somewhere safe.
I think we are all on a
this
path to a
Group of
civilization.
people are not prepared to take care of a group of children, nor are they clearly safe near any of us. Like, that entity that appeared is evil. That thing has multiple tails and gives off awful
I look to my
vibes.
own tail.
Yeah, since when is having multiple tails
No,
make you
but-
evil?
In wordplay, I
definitely
too
got-
have multiple tails.
Quite a few.
I opened my book.
I don't think this thing is working in our best, for our best intentions, and
That
the only
thing-
reason I've acted against it is because it's directly conflicting with my intentions,
I'm
which is
going to
at the
use,
moment to help the kids.
I'm going to use its name. Cipher. That's what it said. Because I do believe it's a person. And I understand that you have an insatiable hate. And it is highly likely, based on what we know, appropriate. But there are... Cipher said that he gave us a way out of the Veilfall as a favor.
So he's working with Valentine,
A favor is...
because Valentine was the one that brought us out of the Veil, to my understanding.
Apparently, Valentine brought us regardless of whatever that favor was. Valentine made his own choice and used his own powers. I think we, and the others, if necessary, but that's a different conversation, must accompany Valentine because he is going to be a lifeline for us.
Are you sure
You...
they're not the ones causing all the danger that we're kind of being in currently?
Well, isn't that interesting? I'm not sure. But it seems to be that the closer we are to him, the safer we are. Not with a sword in his back.
Do you think I mean to kill Valentine?
I don't want you to.
I currently don't have the want to kill Valentine.
That's a good start.
I'm definitely made up with them on the ship, if that's what you're worried about. In our
Partly.
own way.
I do want to ensure that as we learn whatever the fuck Valentine is, because he's certainly part demon.
Well, the first night I met Valentine, he murdered a man in the streets. Somebody we had just met. Just stabbed a gnome right through the torso and left them to bleed out the streets.
That doesn't-
Someone-
Hold on, shut up. That
Were
doesn't
they
make sense.
halfling-
Hey,
halfling,
hold on,
dwarf,
stop.
yeah.
It was a gnome. You're right. I don't,
You weren't around for that one.
that just doesn't strike me as what Valentine would do. He wouldn't
Ask-
even raise his sword at me, who was against his own life.
Ask Rhaegar.
I put the
Rhaegar.
barrier back up and prevented Valentine from entering a safe zone.
It's probably a good idea. I mean, we met a gentleman who ended up being falsely parading as the captain of
Listen.
the vessel we were about to be on. But
Oh, wait, what?
yeah, we went out for a night of drinking.
Okay, I'm listening.
We met a gnome,
This one was a
dwarf.
The actual captain was a gnome.
Yeah, they were
The-
different.
a
Sorry,
dwarf
Galas was the gnome.
parading
The dwarf
as-
parading as.
the captain of the vessel that we
Galas.
came here as Galus. And we had some drinks, got some information. A bar fight ensued,
That's fun.
But like just punches. There was some chairs thrown at ladies. There
Sounds
was
normal?
like normal kind of bar shenanigans, and then we come out into the street, and Valentine is murdering him in the street. Just had sword, right through their torso.
Why in the street? Why not in the brawl?
It was not in the brawl at all. It was like wide out in the open. I think it was, I don't know, we left the scene, but
So he stabbed the
it
fake
definitely
captain?
wasn't the best first impression.
He stabbed the identity thief?
Oh yeah, like dead. And then I think stole their ID off of them.
Do you think he was I'm just throwing it out there. Devil's advocate. Maybe the guy was trying to also steal Valentine's identity. Valentine likes his...
It's possible. It would be quite hard for a dwarf of his nature to pose as a tiefling.
But he was already posing as a gnome.
But at the time, no one really had the identity. Like, they don't write gnome on ID card. They just kind of had, like, my name is Captain this.
So he was bad at it.
He was bad at it.
So he probably picked the wrong fight.
Possibly. But, usually you usually don't draw swords in a bar fight.
That's probably why he was outside.
And you usually don't kill unarmed people.
Well, that's an interesting thing, isn't it? What I'm trying to get at is that so far, he was worried for his life, as I was, and he did not draw his sword against me, even at that time.
You had Valentine worried for their life?
Yes.
When did that happen?
You were being overcome by the veil.
Okay.
As you guys continue your talk, it's getting really late.
Yes.
Like it's getting into midnight.
We're
into
drinking coffee at night, It's fine.
Yeah, but if one of you doesn't
Sleep.
sleep, you're either taking watch or I'm going to impose exhaustion, is the point. So we're hitting midnight, 1 a.m. here.
I think it's important that we get rest. This was absolutely fantastic coffee. There is more to talk about, and we have time.
Are you able to leave me some of your notes regarding Thalasfen for me to look over a little bit for tomorrow? I'm curious about these 7 locations that they mentioned.
Glass looks a little sad. I'm sorry. I just don't trust many people with my notes.
But they're not your notes, they're Thomas's notes.
No, I had to make notes while those notes were disappearing and crumbling in my hands.
So I have to go off of Virillian's word about the Virillians.
No, but I'm going to leave that little mystery for you to dream about. Because coffee accidentally makes me cozy, warm, and sleepy.
Interesting.
It's more about the environment. I appreciate that we've been able to have a very decent conversation and that you're taking this, I think, as well as anybody could after something in your situation. I look forward to trying to help you, and we will be talking more because we have time. I believe we have time.
Got a lot of traveling to do.
Yes. And you have to feed those kids. Seriously, last point. I had to say this. Those kids, they were kicked out of school because they weren't good students. They have been thriving out here, doing their own thing, working together. I would really think that you should not look at them as children of small age and not ready for things. I think you should teach them real-world skills such that you have had to survive, like skinning game. Don't take them out hunting, they'll probably get lost.
They're not old enough to go hunting.
We agree on that, but we'll be surprised is all I can say. Children are really the adults of tomorrow. It's the stupidest thing I've ever said.
Trauma makes people grow up real quick.
Damn straight it does.
You're right. You convinced me I should give Dre my gun.
Yes, but the real one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You two separate for the night. Are you going to be taking second watch as the night goes on?
So have we gotten through the full first watch probably by now?
The full, not by right now, so you'll be separated for a little bit before the second watch.
I'll like
needs
be
to
finishing
continue.
up with coffee and hanging out by the fire and really thinking about a lot of different things, and then I'll walk over to Rhaegar and say, "How about you get some sleep, Rhaegar? I can take the next watch."
So,
Yeah.
before that happens, while you guys were having your conversation, you had said that Lenora
went over to the kids, or you said you went over to the kids and just
Linda
laid on the ground?
Next to Rika, who has her bedroll.
Okay. So after a little while, kind of feel bad. So I get up from my tree stump, and I take my cloak off. And I go over to Lenora, and I place it on her, keep her warm in the night. And I mosey on over to the rest that seem awake. These two, and I guess maybe in passing on your way back to the camp. Just give you a nod. Don't say anything, just nod. Continue to walk over to Avir, and that's where I sit down with you and just say, do you mind taking the second watch?
I wouldn't mind at all.
Perfect. How do you feel about maybe learning more about that shard?
I mean, tonight?
Tonight.
Good luck getting it from underneath my plate armor.
Ooh,
I
frisky.
mean, I am curious. I'm not so sure if it needs to be done tonight. We're going to have a lot of time to travel. And I think Valentine's Garden is going to be up now more than ever. I'd say give it a couple days.
Trust me
and
when I
that'll
say
come down a bit.
Valentine is out like a light.
Drugged him.
Well, if you're confident, I'd be interested in taking a look at it.
I'll do it. I just need you to watch over. Make sure nobody else wakes up.
Got a pretty good view here from the whole camp, so it should be okay.
Okay, I'm gonna walk over.
Okay.
I'm gonna creep up to Valentine.
Valentine, what's your passive perception?
My passive perception is 14.
Okay.
Whoa!
What is your bonus to perception?
My bonus to perception is +4.
+4?
Yeah.
Okay. So passive perception, I'm gonna add the 4 because it's underneath the armor. And he made extra effort
Yeah.
to make sure it was difficult to get. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be a DC 18 you're gonna have to beat for sleight of hand.
That's why I put it right there against my,
Right in the boobs.
yeah, right in
Right-
the boobs.
I was just gonna say that's the most
Right,
difficult. But
right-
can we
right
crank
where
that
the
to a
pecs
+20?
I have a good sleight of hand, so
Okay.
I'm gonna try and see if I can wiggle it out.
Okay.
Flex your pecs.
God, that'd be terrifying.
And just get stuck there.
It is a DC 18.
Yep.
I don't know what's going to happen if you fail. But it's certainly
It's
not
gonna be
going to be
funny.
small. So I want you to roll in the center here.
Avir's sitting there.
Just watching him stalk
Oh, man,
over.
I'm gonna fail. If he fails, he'll grab his nipple.
What is your sleight of hand modifier?
+3.
So +3. Okay, so you need a 15 or higher.
Okay.
Hot damn.
It's 11.
So 14.
Damn, good try.
So on a 14,
Yeah.
you are woken up by the jostling of not only your armor, but a hand
Yes.
down your chest.
Yeah.
Whoa! I didn't say I was putting my whole hand down. I was just wiggling.
Okay, yeah, but
Yeah, but it's not full.
You
Like,
left the
it comes
pinky
up
up.
to
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
Like, you gotta get
Can I-
down in there.
Can I try and see if I
Done
notice him like
Down in there.
fucking
The armor
himself?
comes up all the way to here.
Oh please.
Like, I just want to
I'll-
see if,
I'll
like,
give
if I
you-
notice like
Yeah, roll me
like
perception.
Valentine stirring is
roll,
what I'm
roll me
looking
perception.
for. 5.
Oof.
Okay, no,
You do
never mind.
not.
That's
All
fine.
you see is his back.
Him trying to.
Yeah.
looking over him.
What's your strength? I know it must be one of your best stats.
Do I have to tell you?
Well, I'm just wondering how strong you are compared to me, because that'll depend on how this goes.
Ooh.
Go for it. Whatever happens, it might come down to a contested roll anyway. So you can tell him. You don't have to.
You don't
Okay.
have to if you don't want to. I just assume you're strong.
I'm gonna keep it secret.
Okay,
You
that's
get
fine.
insight from your battle awareness from
So yeah, if I feel that, I'm going to grab the arm, and I'm just gonna pull.
Okay.
Because that's like the first.
Do I see that?
Yes. Well,
Instinct.
on a 5,
that's the first instinct is to get the target also on the ground.
on a 5, all you will see is the back of Rhaegor bent down, and whatever's about to play here, you will see this happen. The result. So this is going to be a contested athletics.
Okay.
So just go ahead and roll.
I am
Athletics?
Yeah.
going to
I got advantage.
use my lucky.
Cool.
So we both have advantage.
Oh! I just rolled 17 twice.
Mine's 17 total.
22 total.
17 total. So I'm awake. I've pulled you, but probably not off your feet, right?
Yeah.
That's intense.
So we're just like,
Grapple.
So you pulled me, and let's say I just
I
lose
just-
balance, and then I
yeah.
put my other arm down. And I just look at you,
I'm looking up at you.
shocked, like... Can you let go?
I thought I hired you.
One, there was no agreement. Two,
Should have made an agreement.
can you please let me go? I'm trying to get firewood for the fire.
I'm not firewood.
Sorry if I had to lean on you.
I'm not dumb. Why do you want it?
Oh.
You
Well,
were there
what?
too? You think it's yours? Oh, are you coming on to me? Is that what this is about? Because I don't think that, I'm engaged, so.
And I just ripped my arm away.
I let go.
Looking for firewood.
As you walk away, because the moment had kind of gotten a little adrenaline rushed. You didn't feel it, but now that you're walking away, you can feel the burn from the pendant, the amulet, begin to dim.
Dim.
Huh.
As in, it was burning quite a bit.
Holy shit. Okay. I am walking away with firewood, by the way. Sticks that are...
I've gotten up. I suppose I am taking second watch.
You're going to take 5 points of fire damage.
You're not getting paid.
Okay. I'm just keeping the fire going.
Alright.
Can I make a perception check?
Yeah, go for it.
While I'm on my second watch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. So that's a 23. So I'm surveying everyone at the campsite. I'm going to clock that she is wearing Rhaegor's cloak now. I'm going to take my bedroll, and I'm going to undo it, and I'm going to bring it over, and I'm going to slowly move the cloak just to the side, and I'm going to put my bedroll on her really nice so she looks so cozy, it's perfect. I'm going to go back and do the rest of my watch.
All right. Unfortunately, you went back to the other campfire, which is not close.
The funny thing is Avira agreed to do the second watch, so he's just sitting at the other campfire watching this all happen.
Yes,
I'm
Avir
killing
saw
you
this all of this happen.
That's hilarious.
So,
So
because
Avira makes note of
Valentine,
that for
yes,
sure.
you do see that. Because you are awake now, you're going to stay up for second watch anyway.
Yeah.
So we have 2 people staying up for second watch.
Yeah.
We go into this next day. You will be clocked with exhaustion because you stayed up all night. As we go into the next day.
Okay.
Yeah, well, because there's 2 watches a night. One person does 4, the other person does 4 into the morning. But we are going to kind of fast track a little bit from here because you guys are going to be on the road for a while. As you guys kind of got your bearings within the last 24 to 48 hours, you kind of realize that this mountain range is massive, and how far forward you were from anywhere that was civilized was huge. You're going to be out here for at least another week or 2. So I would like a volunteer to roll me a d12, please.
No. Oh, please.
What? If you're going for it?
It's a D20.
No, you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you raised your hand.
You raised your hand. I was just removing my dice.
An 11.
Okay.
Unless I'm adding something, I don't know.
No. I'm adding something. So it's going to take you guys 14 days. Woo. So 11 plus 3.
Oh, no.
14 days on the road before You guys are still on the road. You're 14 days from anything before you start seeing this track become more used, more run in, more anything. I'd like you to roll me a survival check, since we're kind of hopping over this with advantage, because Pibbs will be helping you hunt for food.
Can I roll advantage? Or survival?
Yeah, go for it if you want to.
I got proficiency in it, so.
Yeah.
21.
21?
Wow.
Cool.
I am gonna add that I woke up very confused that I had a bedroll
Yeah.
and a cloak.
No, the cloak's like far enough away.
22.
It was separate.
22.
22. So on a 21 and a 22, you guys are not hurting for food. Rations and food, you guys have someone who's very well versed in alchemics to be able to make sure everything doesn't taste bad either. So you guys are well off for this trip. And the kids,
Weirdly, Avir knows how to cook and do chemistry.
You can have Lenora.
I still think I'm winning if that's the case. No offense, Avir.
and as you guys kind of get on this this trip, you finally figure out in the distance, as you guys are coming down this this massive ridge, in the distance you can see what looks to be the tops of towers, maybe a day or two away. But it's become very steep. And this is the morning of the 13th day. So you guys are, 13 days have passed. So if there's anything you guys would like to share above table with each other over the last 13 days, now is the time to do it.
Doing all my brewing for the last 13 days.
For sure. You don't have exhaustion because the day passed, so you're fine.
Yeah, I was also going to ask, if I have coffee, does that combat exhaustion?
We know you have a lot.
There was a significant amount that you will also have more time to do so. Over this last 13 days, it wasn't just boring. It was travel. One of the kids may have gotten sick. There's all of these. Yes,
Do I get to roll 13 times?
you sure can. Just let me know when you win.
4.
I already won. That's
Okay.
19 on the die. First day.
You see, on the first day, you see a vision of a kind of little grove inside of a place with trees you've never seen before. They're darker, but the creases are white on the inside. The actual outer portion of the bark is dark and gray and almost like a bluish, but they bend in weird ways, and the leaves are all thick, but they're not blooming. And in the center of that is a tree with what looks to be its trunk growing around it's huge. It looks like the size of a dragon egg, but it's not a dragon egg. It's like the size of your torso, at least, stuck inside of the center of this this tree, and it looks like it's beating. And it's a giant green gem.
Okay.
It's the heart of the forest.
Go ahead and roll again.
literally.
Get 12 more.
Okay, give me another one.
You got the same thing.
18.
Same thing.
Same thing.
18 on the die. Okay. Someone count how many I have. That's
15.
another success.
Same thing.
50. Hata.
I'll tell you now, you get the
No.
same thing. All of these
No,
12.
this one's a failure. That one's a failure. That one's a failure. I know that they're all going to give me the same thing.
Yeah.
Failure. 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 I don't know how many more times failure, but not as much of one.
Let's just do one more time
Success.
after this. You get the same thing.
3 for 3.
Cool.
We've seen it 4 times.
I seem pretty okay-ish.
Yeah.
During our time, because we're just like blanket going over.
Yeah, just blanket
during-
going over.
during
You
this
have a
time.
lot of travel
Yeah.
to do.
Valentine is just being pretty polite to everybody.
Okay.
But he's being especially when Rhaegor's around or within earshot, he's being extra nice to Lenora and the children,
Okay.
especially Rika.
Okay.
And just like being extra chivalrous, doing nice things for her. And then like every once in a while doing that when she won't pick up on it, he'll like look over to Rhaegor just to see his reaction.
There's a silent kind of competition at the moment going on between One out of spite, and the other who kind of doesn't know what's happening, but is very weirded out that a lot of his kindnesses are being usurped or not noticed.
So
Last 13
Rhaegor's
days.
quite literally, that happens.
Yeah.
And then he goes, why is everybody looking at me weird?
Doesn't even pick up on. I love it. I'm fighting a battle for no reason.
Does Repo at that moment?
So I
Every day, there's at least one significant moment
That's
where
it.
he's like, no matter what.
So I watched the bedroll incident happen.
Yeah.
Am I able to insight roll the rest of the trip just to see if I'm picking up on this whole competition?
Yeah, if you wanna stay averse of whatever Valentine's doing.
That's like a 3. He's not really. He's off hunting a little bit. He's not really paying attention. So he saw the bedroll incident happen, and that's
Yeah,
about it.
you're fine.
He thinks that Rhaegor and Valentine are actually falling in love.
That
That would be like a failure.
That's
but,
what
like,
he thinks.
Oh my god, I have so many drama notes.
I think this role almost just means he's indifferent to it. He's just like going on his thing, doing stuff. He's got a
Yeah,
lot
it's
of
not
hunting.
a, it's
What
not
are
a
you
crit
gonna do?
fail.
The morning of the 13th day has happened. What would you like to do?
I'm guessing
having
I'm oblivious
one-
to everything.
You're sleeping again?
Yeah.
You can check to see if you're oblivious to everything.
Am I oblivious to?
Yeah, you roll me perception. With advantage.
You get advantage too if you.
Yeah, roll it again.
Might be higher.
So 21.
21. Yeah, at some point you understand something is happening. You're not entirely sure what it is because it seems as though
This is weird because Valentine makes her very nervous.
Yeah.
And so, like, I guess I'd just be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's 13 days on the road that are a little bit strained. The addition of the kids kind of makes things more difficult because you have to be responsible for them. To a point, whether or not you believe you are, the children still look to you for guidance. 13 days, while there were likely many times where you'd hoped to get closer and speak at length about a lot of things, taking care of 7 kids is a lot.
I would have actually also been trying to encourage their exploration and life skills that they're just accidentally learning or have been doing already together.
They're turning into an army. I don't think we need to encourage that.
I am teaching Dre martial, and I am teaching him survival.
Very nice. Very nice.
And it is the morning, kind of a little bit after dawn on the 13th day, yes.
Just on the trip, have
Yeah.
we gotten to discuss more, like synopsis of what you've? Because we said we would chat more. So 13 days is a long while. For
Oh,
me.
yes.
I would have brought up
Absolutely.
Sven or some other things for sure. If you just wanted to like
Yeah. So
encapsulate what our conversations might have covered.
to really run through it, Tommen is part of a group.
Okay.
Was. Tommen, as part of that group, was identifying, categorizing, and practicing with children in order to determine if the children were candidates for a Lorehold program. And you know what? I could give you the name. The program was Direct Codex Integration.
And that's actually where I'll keep it.
Yeah,
Because the kids are a handful for everybody.
absolutely. And I don't want to tell the kids about why they were being fucked around.
Exactly.
Do I know if that? Would you have told me this is the Virillians that are doing this?
No, this is Lorehold.
There will be, as we go on to this 13th day, more time to divulge information. So that's how much information you managed to get. A lot of the kids saw you guys staying up late and wanted to stay up late with you. So a lot of information that you didn't want to say in front of the children themselves wasn't able to pass hands.
I'd say I also only get sleep on the last day.
Also, don't get like. It's not like we always
wish.
get taught. It's like
Exactly.
throughout 13 days, maybe a couple other conversations.
Yeah. There's a lot going on. The morning of the 13th day, halfway through the morning, I'd like you to roll me a survival check, please.
a 17 on the dice for a total of 20.
A 20.
Well done.
We're gonna
Consistent.
live.
On this morning, rain, heavy rain. First in the morning, drizzles, but heavy, heavy rain. These kids are not dressed for rain. They're, most of them are wearing rags, if any clothing that could fit them, they would be wearing, but it's rags and thin. One or two of them don't even have shoes.
Could I cast Mage Hand to cover some of them?
Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah.
Maybe
It would be one hand.
width.
Oh, it's just
It's just one hand. It's not a large hand by any means. It's just a single
It
hand.
wasn't Vox Machina.
Yeah, it's not
That's
a.
Bigsby's.
that's Bigsby's
something
big-
hand.
big
Okay.
It's a different spell. Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
But we do have tents that we can hold up as tarps over the kids.
And I'm also going to use my cloak to cover some of the kids.
Okay.
If other people want to take a corner, I could offer up my tent to hold out over children.
I'd hold a corner of it. I'm holding my shield above me.
I'm actually going to speak up to the group during that and say that maybe we should make camp for the day instead of traveling in the rain, because it's going to be easier to track us in the rain.
As you bring this up to the group, and you are in the woods, on a 20 survival, you find an old path to what seems to be a run-down Seeker's Lodge. One no longer used.
Is it just like markings on the trees and stuff? Like
Markings on the
signs
trees.
that I see? Okay.
You don't see the actual lodge, but you
Just
can see
sign.
that. Yeah, there's signs that it's no longer in use. Obviously, it's overgrown and things like that. But you also know, being an ex-member yourself, they don't tear down these buildings, and often they're used for refugees. So the likelihood that it's still standing is high.
I'll make my way back to the group. It's a little bit off the main trail, but there's a little bit of refuge just up the path here. If you guys wanted to get out of the rain, proper building, proper roof over our heads, possibly some food stored away.
I vote aye.
Yeah, we should get the kids to shelter. They're more likely to get
I vote
sick.
aye too.
It'll be
It's Dre.
I look at him, I'm like,
Lieutenant
man.
Shadowblade reporting for duty.
it'll be a
At
pretty
ease.
safe place.
Yes, Captain Dominator.
Ooh, Captain Dominator. That's a good one.
You hear that?
Captain Dominator.
Are
Sorry?
you the
Did you hear that?
Dommy
Did I hear
daddy
what?
of this kid?
Oh, nothing.
Rico, what would you like to do?
I want to get out of the rain.
Okay, we're getting out of the rain.
Yeah, so I'll start guiding them towards the trail and up there.
It is a long grass, the path very much overgrown, still having to, really trudge through the rain, making everything soaked, and it's difficult and it's muddy. Yes.
Considering that everyone seems to be having difficulty, even if they're children, they do get cold eventually. I would like to be at the front, making sure that I can mold earth and create a simple channel so rain runs off, goes down the sides. And I can make and reclaim this path as we go.
That's nice, because usually rain runs down the path, so that's useful
Yeah.
for sure.
I like to perform public works.
Can I roll for? I want to use insight. I guess insight or perception to see if there's signs of any other people passing through here. Any
Hey, you roll me survival.
survival? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, look for traps.
If I have proficiency, does that give me a second roll?
It does not, no.
Okay.
Proficiency just adds to the modifier, so it's a bigger number than your other ones.
Oh,
Yeah.
11.
11. On an 11, it doesn't look like a lot of, at least people have been this way. You see tracks for animals, but even then, a lot's getting washed away and hidden by the rain.
Okay.
So it's difficult to really see much.
Nope, you've done it.
Do I know that about Uvir's saying that he had a past with the Seekers?
I believe he mentioned it in public that he had that he has had a connection to the Seekers before. He didn't go into any detail.
And would I recognize the building as that? He said that it was a Seeker's Lodge, right?
He knew it because of the markings that were on the old trail.
Okay. Avir, would there be any like traps in here? Or should I go looking for before we get in?
Not for us.
Not for us.
Well,
For any.
this path is a little run down.
It's an old Seeker's Lodge. They're there to help people. These are places of refuge, not...
Okay.
Oh yes,
danger.
but things move in and inhabit all the time.
Should
That's
I-
part of why I'm at the front. Because I'm moving the earth, I'm making sure that there's no pitfall traps from goblins.
Even if not necessarily garrisoned still, usually these are still checked on. These are places that if people are going through the mountains and they're Seekers and they need a place to stay, they would stay here, so...
So what's your assessment?
I can go in first if you guys want me to go check it out. I mean, I do know these lodges pretty well and anything to look for.
I
can
would
see if
too.
there's anything amiss.
I would be
So
happy
If you
to
want
as
to
well.
stay here with the children, I can move on ahead.
I could do that.
Oh, and here, he gives you 2 stones, and they've been prestidigitated to stay warm for an hour each. Give those to the coldest kids.
Who's the coldest?
Repo's skin is a little blue, but he's just like, I'm being hugged by the Frost Maiden herself.
That's terrifying.
That, considering what we've been through, that child needs a stone for sure.
Keep it on your fingers.
Thank you.
They're the extremities.
All right, he does not try to eat it. He just holds it.
That would be a good meal for keep him warm, like a hot coffee.
And Rika asks for the second one.
I'll give it to her.
She grabs it and she runs over to Thera and Mira, Thalen's son, or Thalen's daughter, and Thera was the niece to Sarah, and she gives it to them. They're the two who do not have shoes, but they're using like cloth tied around, and they've changed them.
Yeah, and it's part of why I'm doing the mold
To make it easier.
I don't want them stepping on jagged things.
So I have no issue showing her favoritism because she like is very fair with the other ones. So
Well, and she's the oldest, right?
No, she's actually one of the
she's
youngest.
the younger one.
The oldest is Tala, who's
Oh, the
kind
oldest
of
is Tala, sorry. Yeah.
who's been kind of your wingman, but hasn't really taken any order for the last little bit ever since the first day. But
He might have shown her like just like throughout the 13 days if they were skinning games, stuff like that. She's the older one, isn't she?
she's 12. Yeah.
He might have shown her like a couple like just small tricks on different game and what to get rid of and things like that.
Okay.
What to look for. Just small things.
Roll me persuasion. See how well this teaching goes.
13?
Yeah, she's becoming pretty good for her age. I mean, she's 12 years old. She's becoming pretty good. You guys travel up through this area, and it's, you've been walking downhill for several days. Every now and then you'd walk up a little bit, but it was really downhill for quite a lot of this journey. And now you're walking uphill pretty steeply up this path through the woods. And thank you to Glass, who's making it a lot easier, but it's still difficult. You manage your way, and finally what you see is when the trees kind of part to what at some point, maybe during its height, was a nicely laid out lodge with kind of like a roofed entrance that has maybe 12 feet before the door, and doesn't look like there's holes in the ceiling. It looks a little overgrown, like mossy and stuff like that, but it looks at least like a place to get out of the rain. As you guys get closer, who is separating to go in first?
I'm gonna go
You're gonna
ahead
go first?
and look. Also, just for if there's any signs on, like if people would have left anything that seems like it would have been enough danger. Like was this lodge left because of danger or something like that? Usually we would leave like insignias behind that would indicate certain things, so that other lodge members coming up would be like, oh, this is collapsed or something, or this
Yeah, you, is anybody going with him? You are? Okay. So you and Glass make your way through this open area, straight up to this kind of few steps that leads to the roofed-in entrance, which is just cobblestone pathway up to the wooden door. And you get up to the door, and on the across the entire front of the door is just a circle, which you know to be this is empty and usable. So so it's not condemned or anything. Usually it is a full circle, empty, usable, and livable, and when someone crosses through it, it means it's condemned, dangerous, do not come in. And I'd like you to roll me an investigation check with advantage if Glass is giving you help.
I'd love to.
It's a 21.
Ooh!
On a 21, the door is unlocked, as are most front doors to lodges. This isn't abnormal. You open it, it's pitch black inside. The slight light that you can get through the slats and windows illuminates portions, but not all of it. So you can see...
Overcast because it's raining.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to drink... If I see that it's dark, I'm going to drink one of my potions.
Okay.
And my eyes are going to do their thing. And yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you look in, dark vision, you can see the entire place. The layout of lodges, unless you go to one of their specials, is most often the same. So you've got the entrance, and then it goes off to two massive wings with the main belly of the lodge, kind of like a hall of sorts with a bar at one end, and then it leads out back, which is kind of the training area.
Is there a hearth?
Usually in the middle, there's a
yes.
rectangular kind of...
Rectangular, several long rectangular tables. One of them is broken, but the other can fit 12 to 13 people alone. So you guys are fine there. There is a hearth, and you might need to dig it out a little bit on an investigation of 20. It does look like whatever fell through the chimney has kind of filled it in. So you're going to have to make it again yourself, but it doesn't look like it would be too much work. And you don't find any traps. Everything here looks to be okay.
I'm going to just go to the door and wave people in.
Okay.
From the distance? Yeah.
A few of the kids just kind of leave your sides and begin running towards the entrance.
I take a couple pieces of the broken table, and I'll just stack them. Is the floor also cobblestone?
No, the floor inside is wood. It was the path leading up to the door that was cobblestone.
The hearth would likely be like dirt.
Well, he said that
Space in the
there was
middle.
something collapsed into it.
Yeah,
So I
so like-
imagine if I lit a fire in the hearth, it would set the roof on fire.
The hearth itself is cobblestone, and it goes up in a cobblestone chimney.
So I could set a fire in the hearth.
You could, you just have to empty it first.
Because
it
is it
is-
just rubble?
It's like
It's just
bird's
rubble.
nest
It looks-
stuff has fallen probably down.
Rubble,
Oh,
dirt,
detritus.
things
A
that
lot
have,
of stuff you
you know,
could probably use.
Oh yes, absolutely.
If there's a bird's nest, we should
I
check
will
eggs.
do a quick search through it, and then I will, of course, use it and whisper some fire into that little bad boy.
Before he lights it fully on fire, am I able to just like reach up and double check the inside for?
Yeah, I said I'm investigating
Oh, yeah,
it
yeah,
first.
so-
there is a
does this
second
help?
floor,
Okay.
which you haven't gone to yet,
Okay.
but the first floor and the wings, the first floor, are all safe.
Okay.
On one wing, which is kind of where you get most of your mission statements for the Seekers whenever you come in, it's like a large table, and around it on 3 walls is large maps. The maps are no longer there or readable. They're torn to shit.
I
But
would actually leave him then to do that, and I'm wondering, am I able to go looking to see if anybody's left any Seekers
pins?
emblems or pins behind?
Yeah. Is everybody, before we get to that, is everybody in the lodge? Is there anything you want to do before going in?
I would make sure that we got all the kids in, and then that I let these ones go in ahead of me.
Do you
Does that
two go
mean
in?
chivalrous?
Yeah.
Yep.
As everyone is actually going into the lodge, I slip away.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay in the outside, just hiding in the trees.
Okay. I'm going to get you to roll me stealth, and I'm going to get you to roll me perception to see if you see him slip
Yeah, because I
away.
was waiting for him to
Yeah.
enter.
18.
30-20.
Okay. So you are very confident in your slipping away. Valentine does clock it. What do you do?
I am going to keep an eye on him till he's not looking, and I'm going to take another step as if I've gone through the door, and then I'm going to close it
Okay.
so that hopefully he thinks that I'm inside, and then I'm going to follow him. As quietly as I can, but that's with at disadvantage for my stealth. So.
Oh!
It's not the worst, though, but it's just a 12.
Rolling perception.
Thanks. 4.
4. The rain hides the heavy footsteps that come back out of the door.
I think it's shocking because it would probably also be like. Ting, ting, ting,
No, because I'm going. If we're going around like the side of the lodge or something,
might
there's
be
like the
covered.
overhang
That's fair.
of the roof.
So what do you do while you're outside?
Yeah, I'm following you.
I'm positioning myself, kind of climbing a tree, just to kind of position myself a little high and just overwatch everything. That's it.
All it looks like is a man who's a little bit paranoid.
I want to go stand at the bottom of the tree and just lean on it.
Okay. Not talking to each other?
I'm occasionally looking up, just trying to figure out what the hell he's doing, because I don't. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy who would want to like oversee and protect us. He seems more that he's looking for something because he's paranoid.
Do I
in my
know?
mind.
Do I know
Yeah,
Valentine's
you'll
there? Okay.
once Valentine gets to the base of your tree,
Cool.
you will notice him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good reasoning.
All right. I was hanging out there, looking down. You know, Valentine, there are easier ways to tell me that you love me.
And you know what? We're gonna leave it right there on a break.
I love this!
We'll be right back. We come back into the rain, and you two, with Valentine at the base of your tree, you having found a crook with a tree branch thick enough to kind of hold as you lean back and find a place to sit. What's going on?
Oh, but it's not that simple. You see, I'm engaged.
I'm sorry, what? You're engaged?
Yes, I'm engaged.
Ho ho ho. Valentine. Don't lie to me. I know there's not a single being on this planet that could tolerate you.
You're a very bad liar.
Well, I'm good at other things, I guess. Did you, follow me over here just to annoy me, or...
I wanted to talk.
Oh. I'm pleasantly surprised. What kind of man are you?
I am a man of honor.
Okay. That I can respect.
I am a man of my word. And I am a man with goals. You seem to also have goals. I'm not sure exactly what they are, but I know that I could help with them if you would help me with mine.
I don't really have goals. But do tell. What are yours?
I believe I've already made mine clear. I need the other pieces to this broken weapon.
Ah, yes, weapon. Is that the same weapon that once it's, I'm imagining, probably in one whole piece, the weapon that you're going to use to kill us all after?
Absolutely not. It would be a waste on you.
Does your weapon eat souls?
Does my weapon eat souls? I don't think so. It shouldn't have a need to eat souls.
Yeah, well, that's not a no, so...
I will say, I have never been asked that question about it before. I could ask it, but I believe it's broken. And also, I don't think it actually talks, so...
Ah, so the complete opposite of you.
That's true, I am not broken. Thank you.
I guess that I can help you out with your goals.
What do you want?
I don't know yet. But when I call upon you for a favor, will you return it?
That depends. I like to know the terms of the deal.
This forest, does it have very old trees?
Not particularly. There are,
Anything
I mean, in
noteworthy?
terms of like the age of trees, it's not like there's any around that you can see that are any larger than normal. It is abundant, but not particularly.
Is there something cool I know about these trees?
Roll me history.
Ooh, 18.
Trees are nature, right?
They are Rhaegor supporting trees.
Wait a minute. That's an owl bear.
Okay.
In a tree.
Also, just realized I misspelled Rhaegor.
So you don't know anything about these trees, but you do know that, at least back home, back in forests not dissimilar to this, that especially down in places like Laurelin, which you traveled through to get to Lorehold, that the trees are often what you see normally, what the forest allows you to see. There's always, at least what the elves say, a deeper part. They say that the trees found inside are older, more pristine, and you could assume that forests here are much the same.
Okay. Guess I'll sitting up here. Valentine, do you want to hear a little fact? I think you do. When you look around and you see trees, what does it make you think of?
Trees are supposed to make me think of things. Other than trees. Forests, it makes me think of places where things are hidden. You're not hiding very well, though.
Sometimes, much like the elves believe, there is more to the eye than what such a simple tree appears to be.
I believe the saying is more than meets the eye.
Yeah. Sure.
Is this about you?
No.
There's more to a tree than meets the eye.
So fucking good.
If you look real closely, what do you see? Not a tree. That is all.
Look, it doesn't have to be you that helps me. I just know you know things about me, and I would like to buy your silence. I know everyone wants something. So go ahead.
All right, Valentine. I'll be real with you. I'm honestly surprised you're still here.
Me too.
This sword. How much does it mean to you?
A lot.
Will you let me hold the shard?
No.
Then I think you have business to attend to in the lodge.
So you're not gonna help me.
Or should I?
Because you need things. And I can help you with literally anything. And they can't.
Well, what about that little friend of ours?
Yeah?
How much do you know about him?
Apparently not as much as I should. But I can find that information.
Does your family know?
Apparently. Yes. My family knows.
All right. And lastly, do you know anything about my amulet?
I didn't even know you had an amulet. Okay. There you go. Oh, no, I do not know anything about your amulet, but I haven't seen it. So if you show me, maybe. Although I have concentrated my knowledge in swords, not amulets. Though, who knows? I might notice something in it.
Okay. Like I said, I don't really have any goals, but sure, I'll help you.
I still haven't heard what you want.
Nothing. Yet.
Well, when you do, come to me first.
We'll see.
I really don't want to have to kill you, and I've gotten away from the tree, and I'm walking back as I say this.
I want to throw an acorn, see if I can nail him on the...
Yeah. Roll me an attack. Just
Yeah.
throw it. Just throw it.
Go ahead.
Roll me an attack.
An attack.
Yep.
Dex plus your dex for range.
Yep.
You're proficient with
Oh, but you're
improvised
you're
weapons.
proficient with improvised weapons, so also your proficiency bonus as well.
So a d20?
A d20
Yeah.
always.
plus 5 for you.
6.
But it's a nat 1 on the dice.
Yeah.
It doesn't come back from a nat 1.
Oh, okay.
You
Nat ones are
throw
natural
it,
fails.
and hoping to hit Valentine's back as
God
he
damn
walks
it.
back towards the lodge, and just out of sight, because I guess he was waiting for you, his repo. And he's like, "Hey, you guys!"
Yes, I can.
I'm not going to get you to roll damage.
Oh, thank God.
Because
Rico's
it does
dead.
a minimum. It does
Because
a
it
minimum
doesn't matter
of
how much
3
damage you
damage
did.
because of your strength.
He's dead.
Dead.
Oh my god, he would.
Yeah, he has 1 health. He would be dead.
There is a hole through his
But it's
flesh.
okay. He's not going to take damage.
God damn it.
You do nail him, and it just goes. Ah, I'm starting not to like this plane. Everybody stinks. Valentine, puppies,
I am ignoring this child.
puppies, Valentine. He's like patting after you.
I hope he slips in the muck. That's just what I
I
hope.
was hoping the acorn was gonna help him get better. I was gonna be like, thunk, and be like,
He does slip in the mud.
Good. I continue. And I go inside, and I close the door behind me.
Darn it. And he goes back inside, sees that the door's shut, and finds a window and climbs through. And we move back inside as that conversation was happening outside.
Lenora, the window.
You two.
Lenora, the window.
Every time I try and harm you.
A child dies.
I'm investigating for things left behind
Yep.
in general.
Yes.
Things of use.
The atmosphere inside of the lodge, you guys have attempted to make it as cozy as possible for the children and for yourselves.
Don't even
The-
tell me how I make it cozy. I can make it motherfucking cozy.
All I said was cozy. I didn't go into specifics. You can do whatever you want afterwards.
Please no hotboxing the children.
No.
And the kids are really enjoying it. They've, found their own seats on, literally just brought in stumps of, old trees or what the stools are for these tables.
Cool.
And they sit around this table with extra food, and they're attempting, with Tala at the helm, kind of attempting to prepare food as Glass manages to get the hearth up and running, and the warmth starts to seep through the cold and wet clothing that all of you have. And Avir has left to explore the rest of the lodge. Roll me an investigation check.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a 15 on the dice for a total of 19.
Yeah, on a 19, the only portion of the lodge that has a second floor is the center portion. So there's stairs that go up, and it looks like it goes up into a wide area that has 3 doors, one of which is a double door, and the 2 on the side just look like barracks for people who want to stay the night. You open it and there's 6 different like bunk beds, actual beds with furs and stuff like that. There's no pillows, there's pieces of it missing, but you guys can fill it in with what you have. Better than sleeping on the ground. And in the other, there's another 6. And then through the double doors, what you remember to be the Grandmaster's office. The Grandmaster's office here has been picked clean. Nobody's been here for several years, it looks like, ever since this lodge has been decommissioned. From what you can tell on a 19 first investigation, it does look like it's been used, but not to any official capacity, for the same reason that you guys are here, for shelter, for someone else doing quite the journey. You remember that as you look into this, the Grand Master's office, you remember that there's a desk and then a window that overlooks the training area back. And there's 2 large wooden logs that kind of frame it for how the lodge built this area. And then the desk, the chair, and then before you, just like one couch with a table for people to relax. And there's bookcases around, all of them are empty. You don't find much of interest, but you remember that the Seeker's Lodge is not without safeties. They are all about being able to get in touch with anybody if there's an emergency. And as you look around, on a 19 investigation, the DC was 18, you knock on those 2 large pillars of wood that kind of frame the window. And as you knock, one section that's maybe 3 inches tall and 3 inches wide is hollow. What do you do?
I'll like pull out my dirk, kind of just pry it open.
Okay. You pry it open, and inside, much like the one that Thalen gave you, is a pin, a Seeker's pin. But unlike the one that you got, which was a Seeker pin, which was a regular membership pin, this one is a Master Seeker's pin, which is the step below Grandmaster. Just 2 arrows crossing. I sent you a photo of it with a mountain on top. And what looks to be like a compass in the center. And you know that the higher it goes, the larger the distance for emergency calls if you are to break it. You're unsure how much of a distance, but you do know that this should, at the very least, ring out to the village that's at least a day away. Or the portions of building that you see that's a day away.
Yeah, I'll keep it on me. Kind of tuck it into my clothes a little bit.
Okay.
Kind of maybe just look around for any sort of like non-perishables that maybe we have left behind, anything like that.
Nothing up here.
No.
But like everything up here is literally for sleeping or business. Mm-hmm. Everything else happens on the main floor. But yeah, that's really it for up here.
I'll walk back down to the main room and approach Glass and think you can help me out with all this as I'm dripping coming down the stairs.
Yes. Get in line, and you'll see that he has been systematically prestidigitating everyone's clothes dry. And making sure that whatever we have is comfortable. In fact, he is now shirtless. He has given his shirt to a child.
I love it. It's very big.
It would be like a tent. It's a 7-foot tall
parachute.
person, right?
Yeah.
Yes, well, you should be wearing it with someone else. You should be sharing.
No.
But anyways, so yeah, he's whatever, and he's
pure evil.
just gently. There's a warm stream of air, and it doesn't take long. It literally is evaporating these so that they're dry, and you're just next, and you're after the kids, unfortunately.
Yeah. No,
I'm gonna hold up Pibs.
It works on objects, not people.
He is dripping wet.
Can you blow air at him?
Does water,
Sure.
Does water count as an object?
Well, look at that.
He does that thing when you put socks on a cat, where it's like, and he can't walk.
Are the wings
Amazing.
out?
Yeah.
Ah, wonderful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I dry you as well.
Thank you.
Are you indoor? No, you guys are outside
In a
doing
tree.
thing. And then,
What's your AC?
16.
16.
Advantage.
No, it's a disadvantage because
Oh.
he can't see, so he missed. You just see pawing, but it's like one paw, and then one got the ground. And he's just doing the ground.
All right. Just a gentle. Oh, here you go. To Lenora. Wonderful, but I have to do something. Oh, actually, you know what? He'd probably be great at this. I would take some of the smoke from the fire and inhaling deeply, but not into my body. It's going to come out, and there will be with elementalism, a 1 foot, crudely shaped tressym, kind of a copycat, if you will, of smoke, and it's going to smell like roses. And it's going to play
Immediately,
with the kids.
Pibbs is going to go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, it's entertainment, isn't it? Now, I was wondering, children, this probably seems like a nice time to be out of the rain and
It's just after noon.
comfortable for once.
It took you a little bit of travel to get here, so it's maybe 12:30, 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
A bunch of them are tired, though. They're soaked.
Yeah. So,
Well, they're dry now.
Yeah.
I'll let
Yeah.
everybody know that there's 12 beds upstairs. More than enough for everybody.
yeah, I was thinking this would be a good time to really take a rest. Oh,
Or persuasion, with advantage from this.
It's been a while since they've seen beds.
It's a dirty 20.
On a dirty 20,
Nice.
you see Dre go, Lieutenant Shadowblade dismissed. And all the kids are like, yay! And they begin scattering and going up the stairs. They're racing for the beds.
Smoky Pibbles is leading them. I'm going to go up there. Well, I have some cleaning to do, if that's the case. But maybe after they're done, we should get Lenora's help and maybe take a moment to try and explain to the kids what was happening. Treat them as they are, adults, confused, and alone without each other. But they have each other right now. They're not a class. Right now, they're doing all they can to be a family.
Are we assuming the rest of the villagers didn't make it?
Puts his hand on your shoulder, gently. We should continue with that until otherwise. If it were me any longer and I was not pulled out, I'm someone who tends to follow my feet. And if my feet moved anywhere into that Veilfall, as it had you, I would not have come back. And he's going to journey upstairs to really soften the sheets, clean them from years of debris, make sure everyone has what could be a pillow. He's going to really try and tuck these kids in. He'll even move all the beds together into one big bed.
They're trying to move one more bed from across the hall into this one so that all 7 kids can be in the same room.
That's exactly what I thought would happen.
Quick question. Are we back to full health during that trip? 'Cause
Yeah,
I
yeah,
did-
you're
okay.
full health.
Many long rests, thankfully.
Okay.
Yes.
If you're wearing plate armor and you don't take it off, you do not regain a level of exhaustion. But you don't have any. That's why it's uncomfortable. It's because you don't
yeah, but
get
I
to
can.
regenerate.
I'm still
Massively
not taking
uncomfortable.
them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Of course, it's
That's just a
uncomfortable.
little tidbit for Dungeons and
You-
Dragons.
Not my fault that I have to do it.
It's true.
You go through
Can you
and
not
you make
physically
it
take
comfortable in the bedroom for the 7 kids. Rika is exorbitantly tired. Her and Dre are one of the first ones who conk out in the middle of the afternoon.
I rewarm her rock.
The rest follow suit. The lodge goes quiet as the kids upstairs are asleep. While you are upstairs, you have come back into the lodge. What are you guys up to now? You have...
I'm just checking how many days of pipe weed I had on me.
You have the lodge and whatever it has to offer to yourselves for the time being. And the 4 of you, with Rhaegor outside, are alone.
Yeah, I'll come back downstairs.
I'm gonna go sit by the fire.
I'll be
I'm
by
also
the
by
fire.
the fire, taking off the armor, drying it off, cleaning it off.
I'll have offered to
Bring my
help you
clothes.
with some of the hard to reach
Well, no, I take it off.
latches or.
I'm just taking everything off to like
Yeah.
warm by the fire. I'm not sleeping right now, so I don't have to protect things from people.
No, it's
Because
mostly
I'm
like
awake.
plate armor is really hard to take off, so it's usually hard to get on.
Oh
and
yeah,
off
but
on
I'm
your
used
own.
to it.
That's fair.
I immediately start cleaning and drying your armor and clothes.
I ignore
In
you,
that
but I
case,
don't stop you.
I'm smoking my pipe by the
Unspoken.
fire.
All right. The 4 of you, with one of you out in the rain. Every now and then I'm going to get you to roll me a perception check. But until then, are you doing anything out in the rain before whatever they're going to do inside happens?
I'm just on the branch with one leg hanging down, and I'm just continuing to whittle away at that same piece of wood.
Okay.
I did want to revisit, before I lit the fire, I did want to make an investigation check in case I was burning anything important.
Go for it.
Okay. Just before we go too far.
I hope you are.
14 plus 2 for a 16.
As a player thought.
On a 16, what do you classify as important? There's like bird nests and stuff here that,
I do
They're
classify...
empty.
Okay.
but
then,
like
Check
everything
eggs.
here is old. There's
yes, anything alive or
Nothing alive.
documents.
no documents, no nothings,
No
just
eggs?
debris, old.
No. Apparently no eggs. Any egg shells?
Nope.
Great. I think this is perfect. Okay. Then the rest of the things happen.
Sir Double's got the eggs.
After resting
He's
for a
gotta
bit,
Yeah.
I'm
Like a
gonna
snake,
get
it's
up
just like,
from the
oh.
fire.
Yeah. Oh, they might be little bird eggs.
Aw.
But yeah, after resting, I'm gonna get up from the fire.
Where did
Alright,
Rhaegar go?
He's outside climbing trees.
Interesting. I'll be back and Avir heads for the front door.
He doesn't want to talk to anyone.
He's gonna head out the front door.
I
And
just
as-
tried him.
As he does, he's gonna crush the symbol that he found,
Okay.
and he's gonna walk towards the woods.
Okay.
Where's he going?
I apologize. Did you say you cracked it? Incredible. Okay.
In a moment, I'm going to ask you for some rolls, but we'll have a little bit of conversation as this happens. Avir has left the lodge, and it's just you 3 right now.
All right. So which of you loves Rhaegor?
I think that's Avir. He just left.
I need to do 2 insight checks. Because I'm here for drama.
Well, one said Avir, and the other said nothing. So-
Still, I'm trying to read body language,
Yeah.
but I don't have the
Yeah.
same eyes.
Go for it. What was the
So
first one?
Yours was an 8 total. Oh, yours is a 9 total.
No,
I'm here for...
You're just reinventing whatever you think. You
This
are
is-
projecting, I think, sir.
This is Gossip Glass
Yes.
right now. It's just
Gossip
like,
Glass!
yes.
Signed, Gossip Glass.
Yes.
GG. You get it? Oh my god. Alright, that didn't land exactly as I thought it would. But,
Do you love Rhaegar Glass?
a little bit.
Don't
got
tell him
that-
that. I think he's the type who likes to play hard to get.
Is that why he's in a tree? He's a little literal, that one. Why does he keep killing children?
I don't know. But it is a problem.
I say keep killing children, but he was ready to use a second Caltron.
You know he threw an acorn at that same child that I saved while we were outside.
Yes, I've already cleaned and dressed the welt.
Ah.
And this is all news to Lenora, so she's gonna be like,
I am so sorry that you have to hear this. I will do better protecting the children. While we still have them.
okay.
Lenora, I have so many questions, but I don't want to ask them of you. Is there anything that you want to share? Are you doing okay?
Yeah. I mean, we have a fire. It's pretty nice.
It is pretty nice. I'm glad you can see it for the moment that it is. But after all of the events that have happened so far, especially, and don't say anything about this because it's still in my mind, entering a room with nothing in it on a ship. Anyways.
I didn't have anything. I just how it was on me. I just got there.
Oh, well, that's fine then. Why didn't you just say...
I tried. You didn't listen.
Here I am thinking you appeared out of nowhere.
No, I'm not that cool.
He's a little odd.
What do you mean? You two... Sorry, you and the tree climber literally appeared out of nowhere in front of me. You saw it too. With the whole sword and the thing. Sorry, the piece... the
Oh, I was
shard.
meant to have it, that's all.
Oh, clearly, this is some fate.
Weren't they off in the forest together? And then
We were talking.
They just kind of.
Yeah, I specifically tried to run the items away from them.
As you're talking, mid-sentence, Pibs underneath the table
Oh, fuck.
does 6 points of damage.
I'm so here for this. Oh, I like it. Ah,
It's like
Pibs, Sir Pibbles.
Kneading like a
Sir
whole
Pibbles.
scale off your leg.
Sir Pibbles. Woof.
It's just like, he's got like bits of blood on his claws.
I'm gonna take. I'm so sorry.
If that's how he knows how to communicate, I will learn the language.
It's how he shares love with some people.
I don't think anybody's ever dedicated their love to my cats.
When we reach the next village, maybe we should invest in some covers for your calves. Like, what are they, braces?
Some armor.
Armor on top for your
Yeah.
legs?
Some
Greaves.
Greaves,
Van braces.
Some Tresson protection.
I don't know how we're gonna armor your whole tail though. That's
The
going
tail
to be
has seemed
a
fine.
little bit.
It's always been the cat. I think he intends to keep me from walking anywhere. Anyways, let's get to something more important. Do either of you want to know what was happening to the children?
These children?
What
Yes.
was happening to the children? Like in the village?
Yes. Do either of you care?
Were they not?
I don't want to waste your time.
I already know
kept?
a bit.
Do you mind telling us what you know?
I mean, Rika was being. She was still in the village. She wasn't with Mother. I went with her to Mother. But she was being locked in the basement. And I went to investigate, and then her dad beat me up and locked
Ooh.
me in the basement too. And then we escaped and went to the forest and found Mother. She brought me to Mother with Rhaegor.
Oh boy. She already knew where Mother was and she came back.
Yes, she was looking for her mother's brooch, I believe.
Did she find it?
I don't think so.
Maybe
Unfortunately.
maybe that's some... Okay.
I intended to, but things
Yeah.
got a little
I'm sure
whack.
it's sentimental. Alright. So that's a lot.
And her dad murdered her mom as well. I don't know if that was because of the hag's influence or not. I didn't get that much information.
Yes, this whole hag business, I don't believe, based on, I've decoded a lot of documents, and I don't believe the entire town is in on it. I think it was infiltrated by entities such as Lorehold, in
So
order to
you?
conduct business. Associates, but I don't know. I hope I don't know.
She was killing the villagers, so I don't think they were
Though that's what I
consenting
mean.
to that.
It was a normal village. Lorehold has then infiltrated and gotten business out of it with Tommen and the children. It was subtle, and the hag likely came in afterwards.
As a separate thing.
as a separate interceding event.
So,
Or the hag was already
what
there.
is the point of all this?
The point to you, specifically Valentine, is that the hag and mother and one other that I have not identified but could be the creator of the Stump Sanctuary are the three who danced with leaves. As leaves. Apology.
Oh, I already thought that.
Right, and what about the rest of the stanza?
It's not important anymore, is it?
It said first.
And it's done.
Which means...
Which means now we can decide the order of the rest of it.
I'm lost.
The song that was played, did you hear it?
Oh, yes. Yes. That
Yes.
was...
So,
Terrifying.
the lyrics of the song. Actually, Valentine, I believe you copied them yourselves. Do you mind sharing?
What part?
Well, the first stanza sounds good.
We already talked about that one. It's done.
We're trying to bring someone up to speed. She shared with us. We should share facts with her.
I want to insight check if you want that or not.
Okay.
I'm not going to let him speak for you. It's not the best. I think it's just a 10.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not speaking for her.
Yeah, it's just
I'm
a 10.
for freedom of information. I told Avir this earlier.
She seems kind of confused, but definitely interested.
Okay. Something like, first, to where the forest grieves, where sisters three, once danced as leaves. There,
I see what you're referring to.
in moans and wind, the wind repeats, desire lies beneath green sheets.
Yes.
Yes.
So, desire lies beneath green sheets. The sanctuary, what was once a tree.
Well, it's a rock. It was a rock.
On the
The
outside,
inside
it was
a
rock.
tree.
The
The
inside,
was a tree. That's true. But it's done, so we don't really need to think about that anymore.
Also, in moans, the winds repeat. Mother seemed like a being that would moan.
She was quite sad.
I'd like to state, this is just the whimsy of my mind, but I think she was a being that was literally cursed to take on all of the hardships of those she was trying to protect. And that's why she was so incredibly deformed.
You think she was cursed to be that way? I think it
Or
was a
she
choice.
chose it. Yes, absolutely. It's an incredibly benevolent act. Anyways,
Well.
the second verse.
Not important.
You don't care of it? We'll skip it. Third? Seems relevant.
Do you have insight on it?
Then to the blade where borders blur, where ash and storm and fury stir, there waits the wrath in iron bound, a red echo beneath cursed ground.
A blade where borders blur, that could be a mountain. Like a pass.
Ooh, that could be a mountain, a pass. I took it literally and thought that shard blurred the border between the veil or wherever it is and our reality. Because, one, it's a blade. Then to the blade, where borders blur. I could not feel or see the shard of whatever that is, probably a blade, until you touched it, I guess.
Oh, okay, what is the significance of this to you, though?
Well, clearly, if this is fate, you're going to end up with all of the pieces of whatever that is.
I will. How about you do this? If we've already done the first one, then how about you help me decode where in this thing it talks about another forest with a different kind of tree?
Another forest with a different kind of tree.
Yeah.
A tree, indeed.
I mean, I'm...
Do you have any identifiers as the tree? Is it white?
dark, bluish gray, and white.
dark bluish gray and white. This is the same one that I was hinting
Would you like to roll?
Yes, history, please.
Yeah, you can roll me history or nature.
History, please.
Or religion. I'll give you all three.
They're all 0.
All right, choose which one, and you'll get appropriate information.
I'm a student.
So history?
That's a 19.
History?
History, please.
Actually, now that I'm looking at it, I don't need your help.
But I rolled.
But I figured it out.
Great! I'd still like to know. But it's funny.
So it's a 19 total?
It's a 19 total.
The only trees you know of that fit that description are elderwood trees.
Elderwood tree.
They are in your long stint when you were staying with the elves of Laurelin.
Yes.
Say that the elderwood trees lie inside a hidden grove that are said to protect an area that once belonged to religious zealots of the nature gods.
The nature gods. Like Shantae.
Sure, that's not her name now, though.
Oh,
Yeah, they've all changed.
the Earth Mother.
There you go. That's right.
It's somewhere in here. So Elderwood trees, and the country was
Laurelin.
Laurelin.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Could tell you a thing or two about trees.
I bet you could.
Not well.
But you're not here.
And from there, we're going to go briefly to outside. As you break the Master Seeker emblem, I'd like you to first roll me a just strength check.
It's a 21.
Okay. On a 21, you have no problem. You break it within your palm, and a spell inside that you know its general means of, but a more powerful version that opens up a channel of something. You've never used a Master Seeker sigil before. You've never used one of these emergency ones before. You can roll me Arcana.
It's a 15.
On a 15, it is a predetermined destination sending spell. So you get a sending spell. The other side is going to be a seeker. You don't know who, you don't know if it's just anyone within range.
Yeah.
You don't know who it goes to. Likely the person who owned this or someone of similar stature within the lodge. You have 25 words. What do you say?
First, do I know generally where this lodge might be located in the mountain ranges?
You can roll me history, or you know what? We'll go nature. Nature or survival, if you'd like, to kind of get your bearings.
8.
On an 8, this is in the mountains somewhere. You know that on an 8, you know you're likely no longer in Jalara.
This is a veer.
Yeah.
I've gotten to the Seeker Lodge after fleeing Vailinoth, where Veilfall has occurred. I don't know how many of the villagers made it, but we are here with 7 children and several other survivors.
Okay.
And then I'll, with the remaining words, describe as best I can the lodge that I'm at and what it nestled by, or like how close it is to a mountain range. It was X amount of days travel from a main path, just so that they might be able to kind of like locate
Okay.
generally what lodge this might be, and that it's an unused lodge.
As you finish your message, the remnants of the piece in your hand glows bright red, and as it begins to burn at your fingers, you open your hand and it stays in the sky bright red, like a dark red though, and bright in the sky like a flare. Oh. And as it, Rhaegor definitely sees this. It's bright and it's easy to see.
Well, fuck.
You see, you hear a voice back in your head, and it says, "Absolutely, Avir. I have several seekers not very far from there who are coming back from a hunt. Stay low. We will come to help. I will divert them. Stay safe. That's it. You don't get another casting, but you do know that anyone within a certain distance will know where you are. Now that that spell has gone off. Do you still go hunting?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go hunting. I'll stay relatively close enough that if I heard like a commotion or something, I'd be able to kind of keep a rough eye, not an eye, but an ear out for it.
Okay.
So I'm not going to go striving super far, and I'll take it slow. I'll
Okay. Yeah, roll me survival.
slowly chuckle it out. I'll also look for like not just hunting, but also like I'm blanking on the word. Gathering other edibles and stuff, roots and all that. Survival?
Survival, yeah.
It's a 6.
All right.
You shot a flare.
You make your way into the woods for the next little bit.
To be fair, it's very bright, and I actually still have
Your night vision.
night eye on. So I have specifically, I think I get disadvantage on
Perception.
no attack rolls and wisdom perception checks relying on sight when the target is in direct sunlight.
So it makes sense.
It might be close to direct sunlight.
It's not direct sunlight, but it did harm you a little bit. All right, you go off into the woods to hunt. Rhaegar, you stay in the trees after you see this.
As soon as this big red bright flash occurs, sitting up there, and I very audibly go, "Fuck." And I put away the dagger and the piece of wood in my bag, and I am on full alert now.
Okay.
You would see a Veer probably walk away from.
Yeah, Veer would have been in the
originated
clearing,
from.
and that's where it would have happened.
Okay. I stay in the tree.
Okay. Back to you three. In the inside. In the lodge.
So, I was wondering, Lenora, if you are some kind of impractical or intangible being that may or may not be part demon.
No.
No?
No, I am.
Insight check. No, I can't. I can't. That's. Well,
She seems so nice.
see, hey, there are gods who are nice. I've met.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, what are they
Lenora.
called? The opposite of you.
You see Pibbs going underneath the table, heading towards glass again.
I put my feet up on the table.
You don't see.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
She
sorry.
does.
Pibbs is going for your. Just careful.
Oh, thank you.
Make me a dex save. As he attempts to jump for it.
Playing footsies.
I am not a demon, but I can't speak for him.
I'm
That's
gonna
okay, I
lean
appreciate
in
this.
towards Lenora. You know, you shouldn't get in the way of Sir Pibbles trying to defend your honor.
21.
21 saves
Just
it.
gonna laugh at this.
You get your feet just out of the way as he goes and like skids across the floor.
I'll just casually play with him with my feet during this.
The second he knows that you're onto him, he goes upstairs, runs off to the kids.
So, I know you're part demon. I'm just putting it out there.
Sorry?
Yes, well, the barrier that was inside the stump.
I'm a tiefling.
It-
Technically, there's demon blood there.
Look, that's great. I'm laying it out open for you. This is what I know.
This
that
is what you know.
Some ancient celestial magic was able to...
So you're racist.
No, the stump was racist. Or whoever wrote the runes of the stump was racist.
How much part demon are you trying to put on me here?
Whatever amount kept you out of that circle. Literally,
Yes, but
I don't have a
if
number.
you're saying all tieflings, right? Then that's
Look, I didn't have all tieflings there in that stump. It said no demons. Guess what? You couldn't get in. Okay?
Did it say demon or tiefling?
It said demon.
he is technically correct.
And they'll say in Abyssal, what are you?
I will say, in common, I am a tiefling. My name is Valentine. We have met.
We have met. Okay, so you're just Valentine.
I am Valentine, yes, that is my name.
But you're claiming to be a tiefling.
I am a tiefling.
Is this why Velric was having such failures? Because you're so fucking difficult?
Velric himself is a failure.
Yes,
We're
but
going back to that.
he's a famous failure, and that's a big
He's
deal.
not really that famous. People just like to make fun of him, and I don't blame them.
You know who else was a failure?
You?
Tommen.
Oh,
Who's Velric?
as the schoolmaster?
Velric was the,
My old roommate in Lore
Oh,
Vault.
right.
actually was the subject of his study, was seen as crazy and a failure for years because he couldn't prove that Valentine was a demon.
Because I am a tiefling.
Yes, well, Velric didn't have a magic stump.
You see, sometimes you have to trick someone so that they give you free room and board, so it doesn't take you forever to assemble the armor that you need in order to go on your quest.
I can help you make armor.
Never
That's
mind.
not the point. Clearly.
Clearly.
So, what happens when you get all of these artifacts?
All of the pieces, I will put them back together.
And then what?
And then I go home.
Where is home?
I already told you I'm from Ithlorin.
Oh, fuck you! You think an artifact of this nature is that an entire fifth of the Lorehold wanted to investigate this artifact and sent me, quite an
And
accomplished
so you
student.
don't think it could be from Ithlorin?
No! If anything, it could be from Floria.
What do you have against Ithlorin?
I have
You
nothing
think
against
nothing
Ithlorin.
important happens there?
No,
Important
I
things
loved
happen
Ithlorin.
in tiny villages, tiny places that people think nothing happens in. But you know what? Important things happen there.
Do you
Shire.
know how many villages I have actually been through?
Probably a lot. You're
Pretty-
quite
Oh,
old.
yes.
You're pretty old.
Thank you, yes.
Exactly.
It's a compliment. I appreciate it. I feel young as a whippersnapper.
You don't look it.
I'm
You
the
don't act
bee's
it.
knees.
Really scratched up knees.
So,
So what's your point?
my point is that an artifact of this level, which, by the way, I'm going to leave you a bit of intrigue, involves 2 out of 3 great beasts.
Beasts?
Oh,
Do I know what a
yes.
great beast is?
The majority of people would know what they were in kind of like a mythical sense at this point.
Okay, so stories.
Not stories. They were truth. They existed
Alright.
and were incredible.
That's not important, though. I don't understand how these great beasts are important to the artifact. I'm saying
Well,
it belongs to my people. It doesn't belong to these great beasts.
Y-
It doesn't matter if they're involved.
There's 2 stanzas. One relates to each beast.
Oh, alright. Point them out for me then.
I'm not trying to prove something to you, you manipulative fuck. I see what you're doing right now. Yeah, I'm just handing you all the info just because you're asking for it. Like, oh, prove it to me. Oh. No.
I'm sorry, but I don't sound like that.
No, you don't. I'm not trying. Okay, you sound like this, and I press the digitate, and it sounds exactly like you. Just you. I don't sound like that. So, I want to know, how grand is the scale we're dealing with here?
It's more important than anything else you'll ever do in your life. How's that? I mean it.
Like good important or bad important?
Good important.
Yeah?
Okay, well, hold on. Demon might not understand a little bit of the line of good versus evil, because there is no good versus evil. my
Are you
dear.
being racist again?
Did you hear what I just said? There
Well-
is no good versus evil, my friend.
Will innocence be
There
in
are.
danger because of this
No.
artifact? No? Okay, then it's fine.
That's a great question.
I've already I guess I didn't say that to you guys.
No, you did. Oh my goodness! See, this is working together
This
now.
weapon would be wasted on you, and also all the innocents.
Can you only use it once?
No.
So it's a weapon.
It is a weapon.
And it's your weapon.
It's mine. It will be when I find all the pieces. And
Is
put
it a
them
weapon
together.
of mass destruction?
Ooh. What does it destroy?
Like a mega spell or something? No.
Like, take over the world?
Is it does it create a plague?
No.
Okay. Avir will be like that.
Will be like that?
No, he will like that. Avir will like that it's not a plague.
Okay.
If it's not
That's-
like a big, dangerous, like, people are gonna die, then I'm willing to help find it.
I just want to bring it back home. That's it.
To, like, mount it?
Yeah.
Uh,
What do you want to do with it at
have
home?
it. It's mine.
Yes. Is it going to be like a big stick where when you go home, everyone's going to listen to you because you have the biggest stick?
Everyone already. That's not important. What's
What?
important is that I find these things.
Will we join you when you go home?
No.
Why not?
Because you don't have to? I assume you all have your own lives. I know you want to follow me on my journey. By that point,
Yes.
sure, you can come with me if you want.
Yes!
I assume you won't
Woo!
want to. Or need to. You have places to explore.
I just have to keep moving.
Oh. Why?
You don't,
Lenora. There she is.
you don't have to answer that.
I have to
No.
go pee.
but,
Just gonna walk outside.
I haven't cleaned the bathroom yet.
Oh, there's a bathroom?
There was.
Yeah, there's a bathroom here.
Yeah, there's a
Okay,
bathroom.
well, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Yeah, it's pretty much an outhouse, yeah.
That was a rude
Outside?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's attached to the building. It's just...
You're right.
Like, you can get to it without going to the rain. It's just a
I-
roofed but no walls to get to it path.
Tell her I convinced you
Oh.
to apologize.
Like, to get to the outhouse. The outhouse has walls.
Okay.
It's
okay.
like a roofed path. There you go. Yeah.
I will tell her you apologize because I like whatever this drama is.
A drama?
I'll be your cohort.
What's a cohort?
Alright.
Part of.
Can you get Lieutenant Shadowblade on your side?
The children?
No, the one child.
That's Rhaegor's.
Yeah, exactly.
He's been bonded.
Can you...
You know,
What?
like when you raise a deer, it imprints on you?
I don't think that's regular for children.
No, they're not regular children. They're exceptional children.
I don't... See, I know one of them has issues, but I'm pretty sure he died for a little while. So...
No, neither Rhaegor nor I died when we went in and came out. Neither did Lenora. So I think he's just changed for the complicated.
I was talking about the round one.
Yes, me too.
Eventually,
back
I'm
out of the
gonna
veil.
come back, but I'm gonna hope that
Yes.
the conversation's moved.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Conversation has moved on now.
And
And
you're apologizing why?
I'm apologizing because I learned a little bit of social etiquette from Valentine.
It's okay.
I just looked at you like...
Good enough.
So, does anyone else feel like Avir's taking a while?
The three of you left and have come back at this point. Still quiet, still warm. It's a few hours into the afternoon. The rain outside is still going. You've managed to stay out of it for now. Is Avir back at this point?
I'll just be returning now.
Okay. Avir comes through the front door.
I'm actually gonna go find him
Cool.
first.
All right, let's do outside then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never rolled perception
I'm gonna-
checks.
Oh, that's
Try
right.
to-
Yeah. Roll me a perception check.
Ooh, nat 20.
Oy, mighty!
On a natural 20, you can see everything moving in the forest. There's shadows here and there. There's portions of, animals, birds that come through and leave. There's a large what looks to be from a different portion of the forest, owlbear that comes through underneath your tree and continues on. No enemies. No humanoids are coming this way, coming and going. You do notice one of your makes his way back, though.
Okay.
Empty-handed, unfortunately, on a 6.
I'm gonna try to look for the tree that he's in.
Yeah, you see him looking for you. Or at least he's looking for something. Do you make yourself visible to him? No?
No, I'm just watching.
Okay,
How
roll
many
perception.
acorns do you have?
It's a 13.
On a 13, roll me stealth.
It'll be a 22.
Oh! On a 22, it's very difficult to see him. Just blatantly. It is raining, but if you want to call for him.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, Rhaegor, are you out there?
I'm gonna throw an acorn at him.
Roll me an attack.
12. Do I add anything to attack?
Yeah, plus 4.
It's plus
so
five.
16.
Or, sorry, plus 5, so 17.
Plus 5? Yeah, 17.
Hits my AC.
Okay, yeah, the hit meets it, beats it. You feel an acorn tink!
Yeah.
Doesn't do any damage. So
Do I see where it comes from?
Yeah, absolutely. You can get the trajectory from where it bounces off of you.
You
look
just see
up.
me.
You don't see Rhaegor because he rolled really high on his stealth, but you do see a patch of green that's like more vibrant than the leaves around it.
I'm gonna walk over to the bottom of the tree
And look up and you see it.
and look up and see where.
Yeah.
Legs just
Do you wanna come down here for a second, chat? I think I'm gonna need your help with the rest of the group here.
Yeah, I'll make my way down the tree.
I'm guessing you saw earlier the spell that was cast.
Oh, yeah, hard to miss.
Yeah. I'm not one to assume, but I've definitely noticed since we've met that you're not really at ease amongst authorities. Especially like organized authorities. You're somewhat of a possibly wanted person.
Yeah.
That spell connected me with some pretty high up authorities. I didn't mention you guys specifically, but they are going to be coming to this location to help the kids. So I think it's best to convince the group to move on while the rest of them are sleeping. And I'm going to stay behind and clear up what's going on with the Veilfall with the authorities and then come find you guys. But I need you to help me to convince the rest of the group to start moving on before the night hits.
Who did you call?
The Seekers.
Have I heard of the Seekers?
Roll me history if you'd like. You've definitely heard of them, so I'll give you advantage.
Nat 1.
I'll give you advantage.
Advantage, yeah.
You've definitely heard of them.
16.
That makes more sense. You would have heard of them.
15.
On a 15, they're a global kind of organization that stays outside of red tape in large cities. They're mostly an organization that is used for, making sure that smaller settlements are safe from overpopulation of predators in the forests around them, spur of the moment defense where large cities can't send numbers quickly enough, things like that. Very, very skilled and very well.
I know that they work
Very
with
well liked.
authorities. They're.
They are very close to authorities. On a 16, you would know that while they themselves do not purport to be similar, do not purport to be in the same realm as, say, the Ember Guard or the Mage Watch in Lorehold. They won't arrest you. They do due diligence, and they will, should there have been something like a Veilfall, attempt to interrogate and get however much information they can.
Kind of like Inquisitors.
Yes. Except not near as bloody and deadly.
Okay. Yeah. Then with that knowledge, then it's time for me to leave. Appreciate
I think
you.
the
Yeah.
rest of them need to go as well. I think they all have things that it's probably not worth bringing to light to the seekers at the moment. And so I think it's best that you guys gather the group up and at least head out before it's getting too dark. The kids are asleep now, so I can wait for them.
Okay.
And I'll be able to find you guys.
Okay. I'll help you convince them.
The heavy, clanky one's pretty easy to follow.
Hard to throw an acorn at, though, apparently.
Noted.
All right, let's go convince them.
So you guys make your way back into the lodge. Okay. As you guys are continuing your talk, the door to the lodge opens, and in walk 2 sets of heavy-set boots.
Well, looks like they're back.
Avir, on your 6, you found grapes.
Wonderful.
How'd you get him out of the tree?
Talk to him. We actually had a lot to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
I like to be prepared.
What is happening?
I at least
Apparently
mentioned.
It's raining.
I at least mentioned to Glass earlier that I had association with the Seekers Lodge.
You did say it out loud a few episodes ago as well.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how many people heard.
They
My
don't know.
own memory.
They don't know to the depth of your association,
Yeah.
but you have connections.
And I've called them to this location to come help the children here.
Wonderful.
Because they're the perfect entity to kind of get to the bottom of this Veilfall and maybe also see some of the aftermath. They really deal with a lot of these things, so...
Do they understand that some of them will need extra attention?
Are they going to take them?
I'm going to stay with the children and make sure that a lot of the information's passed on about what's happened. But I'm definitely going to be gleaming over some of the things that have come to pass that has to do with you guys. I think it's probably in your best interest if, as a group, you move on while the children are asleep currently, before the night hits. Because these authorities will interrogate you all and will also search through all of your belongings. And I think some of the stuff you guys currently possess would be of great interest to the Seekers Lodge. I am not one of them, so I could care less. But I will be finding you guys later. And so I think it's best that you all move on.
Will they be taking the children and making them...
They will bring them to
Safe.
safe places for sure, and they'll also be able to investigate how many survived the Veilfall, if any, and make sure that they're reconnected with people who can definitely help them.
So if their families are no longer alive, then they'll make sure that they have new ones?
There's definitely orphanages that they'll be brought to and taken care of.
Okay.
I second that motion. We should get moving.
I think there's a few of you who it's probably in your best interest to avoid some of the authorities, and really only one of us needs to stay behind.
I would
I also
like
have
to
a connection.
check you specifically. I want to know if you have reservations about leaving Rika. That is only a 13, so you might not give it to me.
my next move was to go and immediately speak with Rika.
So you are thinking about Rika. I could maybe
Immediately.
see that.
Yeah.
I'm sure you haven't told them how many children.
I have
You've told them exactly how many children?
exactly how many children,
Well, maybe
but
one
not
of
more.
them died of hypothermia or something. If you really wanted to bring her with you.
I think I'm going to leave it up to her.
A nod.
I will likely be able to leave out information about what happened. I don't think I'm going to be able to directly lie about some of the things if I'm talking about them to them. They
Well, one of
usually
the
have ways
children.
of
Okay,
knowing.
fine. One of the children did die. That is a true fact.
I think 2 of them
You
did.
can leave out the fact that they were
I-
resurrected.
I have to be frank. I think they're a lot safer away from you all.
I agree.
I'll leave it up to you and her.
Can I make my way immediately to Rika?
Yeah, absolutely.
If you want to continue.
What do the rest of you do with this information? Glass, you've been silent.
Thank you for asking. Veer, I don't need to ask how you know all these things, but why do you keep calling on the lodge if you're not a member?
I used to be a member. Until they didn't like the way I handled a couple hunts.
Oh, because you're so
So-
violent.
Yeah, you can put it that way.
Yes, you really jumped the gun.
What would you do?
They don't approve of some of the means I use in combat.
So you're simply not called on anymore, but they still respect that you can call?
I have many connections in the lodge, and I've bled with them before.
Mm-hmm.
And it's earned me a lot of respect in the lodge, but they couldn't stomach a mutant amongst their ranks.
A mutant? You're a mutant?
I'm not sure if you've noticed.
Well, I've asked
This
you about it, but
before.
you've successfully avoided having to describe it to me. So, this would be a great moment to share, because, like I was saying earlier, this is plague-based. So, if we're going to be spending time together, although you are saying please
I
leave.
think that's best we talk about that when I return to you guys.
Oh,
And
so
I
you are going to
definitely will.
return to us.
I definitely will come find you guys. I have unfinished business with some of you. And I definitely want to make sure these children find a good place and that the right people are informed about what happened.
Oh, this is a great time to talk about this because, one, we should be informing the kids of this decision because we are not their parents, but they are people with opinions.
think
And
in
it's
a-
good to hear them.
In a way, it's maybe better just to have a cold break. And for you guys to especially use the time you have to get some distance before nightfall.
That definitely happens all the time, so it's not out of the rules, but sorry, keep talking. There was a really important point I need to remember.
You know, like the Redstone goodbye is probably a good way to go.
The Redstone goodbye. Oh, that has been a while.
And you want to leave Lieutenant Shadowblade behind?
Oh shit, the kids! That's what it was. Thank you so much, Valentine. Yes, all of these kids are not necessarily able to be placed under normal orphanages. They will probably be hunted wherever they go because they have been the subject of tests. And part of what I was saying before is that as being part of this and having been part of the logs and the processing, there is currently a purge happening of information related to Tommen and his involvement, which includes all of the children he has assessed. Probably.
I have connections that I'm going to be using to make sure that they're placed in safe hands and people who have dealt with this thing before.
Well, at
And
least warn them.
specifically people who have been part of this purge.
At-
So the authorities that are going to be taking care of them are going to be well aware of what threats these kids face. There are organizations out there specifically to help with these things.
Every minute we continue talking is a minute that we could be moving.
And you guys have not very long before nightfall, so you might want to find a good spot to camp because the authorities are going to be coming pretty shortly.
Well, I would like to speak to the authorities, so I don't mind if you head out.
They
you
are
your
going to
own
search
people.
you, so I wouldn't keep that box on you.
I have this. I pack light.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Also, I don't have to consent to a search.
I'm not sure they're going to ask.
They don't have to.
Lenora, upstairs. You go to see Rika. Passed out in an amalgamation of beds that Glass obviously pushed together. One of the bunk beds is broken, so it's just one large bed and then like three on top, where a bunch of kids are just sprawled across them. And it would have been difficult to find Rika if you didn't see Pibs curled up at her feet.
I'm gonna go over to her and just like brush some hair out of her face to like, kind of slowly wake her up without scaring her.
She takes a deep breath and then opens her eyes. She's like, hi. Are we leaving already?
I just need to talk to you for a moment. Can we go somewhere else so we don't wake up anybody else?
Okay. Can we bring Pibbles?
Of course.
Pibbles is asleep at her feet, and she reaches over, and in true kid-like fashion, Pibbles immediately
Poor cat.
and she picks him up. Patience of a saint, this Pibbles, and they've bonded enough over this time, and she follows you across the hall to where the other 5 beds remain.
Okay. So we're like out of earshot of everybody, kind of thing. I'm gonna sit her down, and so some things have come up, and there's going to be some nice people who are going to come and collect you guys to bring you to either somewhere nicer, somewhere safer, and I just wanted to talk to you about that and see how you feel about it. Because I can't stay here when they come here.
Roll me insight.
Where is it? 13.
On a 13, you see her stranglehold on Pibs kind of tighten as she kind of just wants to be close to him for another moment. She doesn't meet your eyes at all. Are you gonna leave me alone?
I'm going to give you all the information, but I want to know what you want to do. I will be honest that being with me is not safe. And my group is also separately probably not safe either. So it would be dangerous, and I don't want to put you in a dangerous situation. It would be safer if you went, you and your brother, and all the other kids, to find new families, new homes.
Oh, we can't stay with you?
I would like it.
Dre really likes Rhaegar.
We would love to have you guys, but like I said, I can't guarantee your safety. So, even if you did come with me, it wouldn't be forever. We would eventually, at least until I can sort my things out.
Roll persuasion.
Oh god. What is that?
13? It's a 13, yeah.
14.
On a 14, she still doesn't meet your eyes. And you can see, like, tears welling in them. She's like, so we're slowing you down. We can't. You don't want us anymore.
It's not that at all. It's that I want you to live, and I want you to be happy.
But I'm happy with you guys.
I'm very happy with you too. I just want to keep you safe, and I want to do what's best for you, even if you have to hate me. So if you do come with me now, tonight, when we leave, like I said, it will not be forever.
Could Dre come?
I wouldn't separate you two. And the group would have to have a say in this as well. I just wanted to give you all the information and be honest with you before I made a decision.
I'm gonna get you rolling persuasion one more time.
18.
On an 18, she finally meets your eyes, and it's spectacular, the change in this 6-year-old that's happened over 2 weeks that you've known her. Shy and timid, but, willing to take risks. Like when she pointed out you had a moment to escape. She was willing to run through the frosted ground of the forest, but a kid far too young, they shouldn't have to. And she squeezes Pibbs a little tighter, and she hands him over to you. You'll come visit, right?
As soon as I can.
Where are you going?
I don't know.
When are you leaving?
It would be tonight, I think.
Can you stay a little bit until I go to bed? So that I don't have to watch you go. Okay. Well, you have to come visit.
I will as soon as I can. I can even write letters.
Okay. And then as soon as I'm old enough, I'm gonna become an adventurer just like you guys. And we're gonna come find you, and we're not gonna, you're gonna slow us down.
You don't slow me down.
I know.
You've been through too much. You deserve to be a kid.
That's what Dre says too.
I'm gonna hug her.
She'll hug you back too. She doesn't really want to let go. And it's a heartfelt moment. Whereas, it drags on to the time where you need to separate, but she just doesn't. And instead, like the 6-year-old she is, she kind of clings to you as you pick her up. And she directs you back to her bed as Pibbles is patting the ground behind you. Her eyes red and puffed. Still crying a little bit, but obviously still really tired.
Gonna run my fingers on her forehead until she falls asleep.
It doesn't take her long. And as she closes her eyes, all she says is, I hope our moms are really good friends in the canon.
I know they are.
And she falls asleep.
I'm gonna give her a little kiss on the forehead. And then I'm gonna go downstairs.
So when she gets out into the hall, Avira's gonna be waiting.
Okay. You go out into the hall.
He's gonna
I'm
let
gonna
you know. Yeah. They're going to
Woo!
a very safe place, and you will be able to visit them one day.
Thank you.
And I'll be able to let you know where they are and how they're doing. But until I know that they're safe, you won't be able to see them for a bit.
I understand. I probably won't be able to see them for a while anyways.
There's some tea downstairs, and he'll head off.
I'm just gonna waddle over downstairs.
You go back down to the rest of the team by the fire still.
Avira? There was one thing that I didn't tell you until... Well, as you said, you're going to be possibly dealing with these individuals yourself. So, to encourage you to meet up with our group again, I need you to know about what is, by the papers, essentially considered fact. There are, I don't know, possibly at least 6 more places or organizations that are committing the exact same atrocity right now. I advise not going it alone. But I will leave.
Are you going to be helping me with these locations, or is it something that I can pass along to compatriots of mine?
Do your compatriots keep a plague at bay?
I believe Glass wanted to help you with it when you rejoin us.
Well, what I'm trying to say is that I don't want to tell anyone else because you are personally involved. And like I said at the beginning, it just so happens that I have surrounded myself, or fate has surrounded me, with very interesting and useful people. So.
Is that an upgrade or downgrade from dangerous?
Well, you've always been both.
Well,
We'll go with both.
if it helps you to make a decision, there were other Seekers at Veilfall with me fighting what we experienced, and we've all sworn to secrecy what we saw that day, and so they could definitely help locate some of these as well. But if you are planning on going
Yes, then
at some point, then we can meet up with you for sure.
As I uncover more information, you should meet up with us so that you can be the liaison between this armed force, of which we are not, except for ourselves. And
I think in case I'm magically pressured to talk about it, I think it's best that you leave it until the next meet.
yes, good. Then we are going to meet again.
We should head out.
It's gonna get dark soon. You guys
This one
should-
can't stop pacing. He obviously
go
wants
on.
to leave.
Oh, clearly, yes. All right. I'd like to collect my shirt again. They do have blankets up there.
Your shirt would be hanging on the railing with where other things were.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
I get dressed.
That's alright, Glass. I got it. I'm gonna make my way upstairs and grab it
Okay.
Oh,
off
thank you.
the railing. But as I do that, I'm going to go to the kids' room, and I'm going. Imagine it's easy to spot Dre.
Roll me perception as you go up the stairs.
6.
It was just a 5, because sitting at the top of the stairs is Dre, listening in.
Told you.
And as he sees you coming up the stairs, he turns and runs.
Kids always listening. I said it.
There's
Guess then he
nowhere to
runs
go.
back to bed.
There's nowhere to go. There's no other place on the second floor to go to except for the office that's open. Do you go up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so he didn't run back to bed. Ran to an office.
Yeah. The double doors are wide open, which they were not, as to your knowledge, before.
Can I still see him?
You can hear his little padding feet. He's not stealthy.
I'm gonna call him out.
They're all sleeping.
I mean, he's within a regular voice earshot.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I'm just gonna. Dre, buddy,
What?
can you come here?
No.
Why aren't you asleep?
Because you said, as a soldier, I need to keep watch.
Good little man.
As you kind of cross the threshold of the office, you can see him in the crack of the door, kind of just leaning on the back of the door, head down. He looks angry.
Well, Lieutenant, I have one more mission for you, buddy. But I need you to come out here.
Roll persuasion.
That one.
Please do not give the kid an actual gun.
On a nat 1, he says, I don't know. No.
I'm gonna place on the ground at the door so he can't miss it a little head of a lion that I carved out of wood, and the lion's going to be the symbol of the Order of Orc, and on the back it's just going to be carved in Lieutenant Dre, and then I'm just gonna leave it there and leave.
As you leave back through, and you can see through that little slat, he's bawling, but he's holding all of it back. He doesn't want you to hear it. He doesn't want you to see it. The tears are going down his face and dropping on the ground, and he's sobbing behind the door as quietly as he can. And to his, 6-year-old credit, he's doing a pretty good job. As you leave behind you, you hear the scrambling of feet, and then picking up of the thing you left behind. But nothing else.
Okay, I continue to leave. Time to go, folks.
I hope they can sleep well.
They at least have beds now.
Before I leave, I'm going to look at you and I'm just going to say, swear to me they'll be okay.
I'll swear it to you.
It's good enough for me.
They're going to a place that I know they'll be very safe.
Good enough for me. And I'm going to be the first one to leave.
All right.
I'll follow.
Okay.
I'll go to the door. And just as I leave, halfway in the rain, he looks up at the second floor, and Glass just kind of says to himself, but he says it out loud because when you're alone for that long, and you're alive for that long, a lot of times you just need to hear your own voice. And he's looking at the room with the kids, and he says, the most unfortunate thing is that what those kids end up dreaming of is what they'll end up wanting to do for the rest of their lives. And this is what they've been treated to at the beginning. They can dream of anything. I used to. And now, it's probably nightmares. Sorry, kids. He walks into the rain.
Lenora, last to leave.
She's just trying to hold it together at this point. But she's been looking up there. And eventually she does put it together, put herself together to leave. And she kind of stays behind the group.
Okay. You get, as you take your first steps outside, the door still open behind you before you hear small feet coming down the stairs. And you turn, it's not Rika. But Dre pushes past you with a wooden pistol in his hand, and he yells into the rain. Yes, sir. Eyes bawling. As loud as he can. Before the door shuts behind him. And as you pull over your hood, Pibble's tucked in wherever he can. You feel something on the lapel of your hood. And as you look down, there's a beautiful pink and gold brooch of a swan pinned on by Rika before you left. As the four of you leave without Avir kicks up by the fire, kids all sleeping upstairs, and lighting a pipe as the rest of you venture into the rain. And that's where we're going to end this time.
Into the blade where borders blur,